leave it for a little do-over mishaps to start the morning. But good morning, come one, come all. It is the Do-Over Podcast. We have
Yo! Yeah! Elliot!
That's right. We have the three amigos, emphasis on the hose here. Amigos.
That's like
right.
a really cool rap band. Amigos.
You know what, Orc? Put our faces on the three amigos. There we go. No extra pay. I love you. All right. So welcome to the Do-Over Podcast. It is Friday, April 4th.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 4/4/25. And so we have a lot of fun stuff to get to today. Come watch us on Twitch. Wait, hang on. Let me see if I remember.
You got it.
Twitch.tv/Do-Over Podcast. All
Bingo.
one word.
Look
all
at
one
you.
word. All
Look
right.
at you.
Yeah. Go check us out on YouTube, the Do-Over Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts. That's right. We're making music now. And everything in between, Instagram, Facebook, Truth Social, Threads.
Signal,
Reddit,
Signal, and WeChat,
Tinder.
Reddit, Nintendo voice chat.
Grindr.
We'll get to Nintendo, bro.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be.
We're gonna get to Nintendo.
I can't
Grindr,
wait
Bumble.
to get to Nintendo.
Yeah, we know.
My God.
Emphasis on ho.
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
But welcome. Good morning, you guys. A couple of things we got to get over. We got to start over with. First, thank you to everybody. Whether if it's the subscribers, the Patreon members, we want to thank you all so much for supporting us. We're about 2 months into this fiasco, so thank you for being patient with us, first of all, because much like the green screen, those shirts are coming.
Here's my impression of Jess.
Yeah. She's got...
Thanks for being here.
If you can't tell, if you haven't seen Jess yet on the camera, she has got a sewage water drink that she has just been babysitting. And
Because I waited to try it for you guys, and we were supposed to try it, 51 minutes ago. So now it's watery and disgusting.
Okay, that's schematics.
Here's schematics.
Yep, that's schematics.
We're building a pickle drink.
Exactly. I'm building a team.
No, here's Elliot in a nutshell. Hey, everyone, be there at 9 a.m. Elliot's like, okay, I'll be there at 9:40.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I did get hit by a train. Not literally, but the train before you turn on the Golden State was going.
Yes.
And Fresno trains are forever trains.
Yeah.
2, it was up very late last night getting home.
You were. What time did you get home?
I got home close to 1:30.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You were late.
Well, in a perfect world, I would have just been able to go straight back to the apartment. But I had somebody work on my brake pads and somebody work on my headlight. So I had to drive all the way back to the Cole house to pick up the old house. And then here I am. So it just took an extra 20, 30 minutes. And so, yeah, so a little sleepy. That's why I'm wearing sunglasses to hide my bags.
That's why I brought this.
My horrible back. Dude, I had the puffiest face yesterday. Like swollen face.
Are you getting alcoholic face? Like alcoholic puffy face?
I don't know. I think
that's
I
what
was.
it is. Jess, he's getting the face.
Okay, you guys are annoying me. Can we try the pickle drink?
Okay. Look.
We haven't gotten to everything yet. Wait,
hold on. Let's just get this fucking out of the way because Jess is on one right now.
No, I think...
Try the pickle. Okay, so what is this?
So this is the Pickle Rebel, the Pickleback Rebel.
The Pickler.
From Dutch Bros.
Is there alcohol in it? Or
Why is there so much pickle stuff going on right now? Sarah sent me a picture of pickled jelly beans.
Yeah.
Ugh. I was like, buy them.
I think I started a pickle trend, unfortunately. It came from me. So, I had to do what I had to do.
It came from behind the red dye.
I still don't understand what the point of all the pickles are. Like, it's like becoming a thing.
So many people are pregnant.
Okay, try it.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she double gulped. She's
double gulping it right now.
This is going to suck, isn't it?
It's not bad.
Here, give it to me.
It's really
All
not
right,
bad.
so is it like lemonade and pickle or is it just pickle juice?
It's
like pickle and probably White
it's
Monster
sweet.
and
It's sweet.
Four Loko, probably.
It's not that bad.
It really isn't. That's
not that
strange.
bad.
That's strange. It really isn't,
darn,
dude.
I can't reach. No.
Oh, we'll get it to you.
Oh, no.
No, you're going to try
I
it.
can't do it.
It's really
no.
not. It's odd. I got it.
Okay. It's
All right,
really
guys.
not that bad.
We've been on for 5 minutes. Give me the stupid pickler.
The pickler.
Look at it. I just want you to, if somebody can, Orc, in post-production, put the foghorn noise when you see this. Because Because it looks like caca.
It does not.
It looks like caca. Drew, does this not?
It doesn't look appetizing at all.
Thank you. Okay.
It's not that bad. I think I might actually drink it. Whoa.
Whoa. Here, let's try it. All right.
Colleen had the iced version that's like not blended.
It's really
do
not.
one more. Do one more. Do
It's
one
not
more.
that bad.
It's not that bad.
It's not something that I would like get and drink, but
It
it's
tastes
not
like-
bad.
It tastes like somebody tried to add a Red Bull into pickle juice, and they were like, "Here you go."
Yeah.
It's not for me. That
Yeah.
ain't me.
It's not for, I don't think it's
I don't
for
mind.
anyone,
I don't
to
mind.
be honest.
I like the idea of like novelty
Jess is
drinks.
just going to down it.
Yeah, she is. She's crazy. I like the idea of novelty drinks and like weirdo mixes and, cauldron mixes for restaurants and coffee shops, but leave it at like a size small. Leave it at a size
You're
small.
mad that I got a medium. You already made
It's
another
a lot.
comment
It's a
about
lot of pickle.
That's a Dutch Bros medium.
This is a medium.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's like a Europe extra large.
Yeah. It's like a Europe triple large,
Yeah,
dude. Like,
it's crazy.
anyways, so let's get back to the thanks.
Yes. So thank you to Patreon. We will have gifts for you coming up in just a second. I want to thank Royce over at Grog's. Another great Taps and Takes, which is live now. I know everybody was missing it last week, but because we did St. Patrick's, we said, nah, fam, give Orc a damn break. But he's back to working extra for us because we love him so much.
we love Orc so
And,
much.
Everyone send Orca Venmo right now.
And
Everyone Venmo Orc $1,000.
Right now.
And
Thank
also,
you.
Orc, me and Drew have been fighting for good thumbnails for Taps and Takes. But Orc emailed me late last night as I was getting ready to head home. And he was like, hey, these are for you. And they're actually quite possibly the most beautiful photos of me of all time. So, Orc, I want to thank you. I swear, if you didn't use any of these for the thumbnail, I'm going to be broken and distraught.
Did you not see the thumbnail?
I haven't seen the thumbnail yet.
Pull it up. It looks
Okay.
good. It looks good.
Did you send it to me?
No, but it's
Okay.
it's our thumbnail for Taps and Takes, which is out now.
Yep.
The hard thing with pre-producing Taps and Takes is that it's recorded on a Tuesday and a lot of stuff happened on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
And we try to be respectful of Grog's because Grog's allows us to go there and shoot in their business before they open the doors, right? So like 8 a.m.
It's beautiful. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it looks great.
It looks great.
So at like 8 a.m., we're out there doing Taps and Takes, and all of this news about Switch dropped right after.
yeah, there was a Switch
the
Direct
next day.
the next day.
There was a big direct. So there's a lot of fervor online over it, which we are going to be talking about a little bit later on. So keep in mind that's going to be coming up. Also, hit us up on the phone line, 559-403-0193.
That's right. Call us.
Call
Leave
us.
us a voicemail.
If we
DM
don't-
us. I don't know.
If we don't answer because we have some really cool stuff coming up today, leave us a message and we'll get to it at the end of the pod.
Yes. So thank you, Drew. And with all that, do we want to start with clearing the air?
Hold on. There's a couple other things. I just want to say,
Because I'm looking at the notes, and Drew does a very good job adding as much stuff as possible to the notes, while Jess and I wait until the very last
Yeah.
minute to add our stuff.
Yeah.
I did mine at 3:45 this morning.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Making it so that Drew doesn't know what we're going to talk about.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
But I called you and I told you, hey, my notes are
Yeah.
going to be late. My notes are going to be late.
I knew that. I do want to talk about the shirts because we're going to be doing, this is in the early stages, but if all goes well, not today, but 1 week from today around 5 p.m.
I'm mean mugging you.
We'll get to it. We're going to be going down to the South Valley for a shirt drive-up event where people are going to be driving up. I'm going to be handing shirts because I cannot mail out 70 shirts. Okay. So I'm putting everyone from Patreon, their shirts are going to be all organized with their names on it. I did a poll on Patreon to see who's South Valley, who's like Madera or Fresno County. And it's like split down the middle. So we're going to have to do 2 of these. And then anyone that can't make it to the events coming up next week in like the next 7 to 10 days, I will mail them. We have a couple of out-of-staters that I'm going to be mailing them
That's
to.
cool.
Well, why don't we, because, next weekend, we are going to be at
Animania.
Animania.
The-
So
the
why not just
problem
have
with-
people just come up?
And I'm with you on that, but the problem is that I believe to even get on the fairgrounds, you have to buy access to it.
Oh.
And I don't
okay.
want to cost people money. I would love for them to go to Animania.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But
Support it.
I don't want them to have to like shell out the price of admission just to pick up their shirt. So that wouldn't be fair to them.
What's the price to see us? We're the talent.
We're
the voice actors.
We are not going to be. Let's be clear. When we go to Animania, which is next Saturday.
Yes, it is. 8 days from now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically. So next Saturday, we are not the talent. All the waifus in their skimpy outfits are going to be the talent. All of the otakus that are going to be dressing up in crazy things. We're going to be doing some interviews out there.
Where are Oni-chans at?
How many woo kittens are we going to hear?
Oh, I hope we see a ton.
I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised, not just by how many people are going to be cosplaying, but how well people are going to cosplay. I have a video
of Chris saying woo kitten on my phone.
You do not.
I do.
Oh, you do not pull that up.
Okay, I sent it to Colleen.
I just saw.
Yeah, that's smart. Don't send it to me because that'll make its rounds.
Lady Jams and I just saw the funniest thing, and I swear the wolf thing is coming back.
Mm.
And there was one she sent me, and it was like, "You match my frequency," but it was spelled freak. So it was like a wolf sitting like this with his hands, like, "You match my frequency, kitten." I was like, "Yeah, it's so good to be back, baby."
I cannot.
Oh my god,
that's what we should just go as.
Oh, do you have it?
Leaving. You to kitten for me one more time.
I was leaving. hang on, wait.
Can you put your back into it, please?
No.
Please, just.
You almost had me.
I know. Just one. Ooh woo. Just do it. Just ooh woo. You don't even have to kitten me. Just ooh woo me.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude, I love it how like you're totally putting them on the spot too.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
Put your back into it.
Put
Put
that ass into it. So coming up today, right now, we're gonna be bringing in Anthony Sierra. We also have Reaper Clean coming in, which is going to be really cool.
Very cool. Shout out, Amber.
We're going to have a very special daily dose of Dip Dingle.
Oh.
Elon been lying, but not about what you think. It's not politics. It's video games.
Yeah, I've been seeing the stories circle around.
Yeah. Now, speaking of video games, we're going to get to all the stuff with the Switch because there's stuff in there and there's a lot more to get to.
Yeah,
but
there is plenty of stuff that's been going on this week. This week has just been insane. I want to quickly get a shout out of the way because I don't want to forget.
Yeah.
So if you want to get yours out of the way, let's do it. Shout out Corey from Lagunitas. So I met Corey at the.
I have my hot water in the car
at the beer crawl a couple of weeks ago, and he recognized me, and I was first. I swear I've been getting more recognized doing podcasting.
Yeah, me too.
It's been crazy.
Yeah.
And I also had a guy at Trader Joe's who's like, "Elliot, love the pod. Okay, bye." And he just went on his day with Sean. I was like, you know what? That's the way to do it.
That is so cute.
But Corey, we love you. Thank you so much. The beers have been incredible. And I'm typically not an IPA guy, but they are very good. And like Drew mentioned, the hop water is nice.
Yeah. I also want to get to Daniel, who I saw at Walmart. Came up.
Daniel.
So as I'm walking in, he's looking at me and I'm like, oh, does he recognize? Well, whatever. I'm grabbing the cart and I'm moving and he's like, Drew. And I'm like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then this poor guy. So we'll get to it during our hump after our guest. I was in panic mode buying speakers.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will do the oh, hey, yeah, cool, shake your hand out.
Yeah, and just be on your way.
I started dumping all of my life's problems on him. I'm like, it's a pleasure to meet you. This is why I'm here right now.
Yeah.
I need a speaker, and all this shit's fucked up, and it's forcing me to have to buy all this shit. And he's like, and I'm like, yeah, man, thanks for listening to the pod. Fuck! And I just like walk off. Thanks, bye. So I'm sorry.
I just need a minute.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I need a minute.
Yeah, I'm
Drew's
sorry.
in the corner at Walmart. He's patting him on the back. It's okay, Drew. We'll get through this.
So sorry for accosting you with all my life's problems, Daniel, but thank you very much for supporting
out,
the
Daniel.
Do-Over
We love you,
podcast.
Daniel.
So should we bring in,
Yeah.
we're going to become made men. They're going to recruit us to the crime family.
Oh, okay. Somebody want to open here. Let's see if I can.
Let's go ahead and get Anthony in here. Anthony Sierra from.
Wait a minute. Oh, hey, what's up? What's it, Aunt Nugs?
Aunt Nugs.
Hang on. I got caught reading one of the comments, and all I saw was farts and vinegar. It was like, how have you been to my house? Yeah, just slap them on, and when you
put them on, you can move that.
And when you talk into the mic, talk like you're a little sussy baka.
So go ahead and
hang on.
Put your whole mouth on it.
Hit it one more time. Cue the pufferfish. All right,
What's
Anthony
up,
Sierra, how's it going, man? The Ant-Man, the Antster.
You want to try this?
Yeah, try it.
Yeah, it's not alcoholic, right?
No, there's no alcohol.
Dude, your forearms are massive.
Thanks, man.
You have a hub problem, clearly.
I love that whenever you meet like a new dude that you square up on their muscles, they're like, oh man, those are some good muscles you got there.
Yeah.
Did you like this?
No.
No.
But hold on, here's the question.
It's not good.
Is it as bad as they're saying though? It's not
terrible, but it's not good either.
Yeah.
Red Bull and pickle juice just don't belong together.
I think it's pretty good.
The only reason why pickle juice is good is because it's usually with Jameson.
Pickle juice is good by itself too.
Ugh.
Like straight pickle juice.
I know it's good for you, and they're like, oh, it replenishes your muscles after a workout. I ain't going out of my way to drink pickle juice.
I do like.
I drink chalky milk.
You don't like vinegar though. You don't like tang.
I don't mind pickle juice. It's just like I'm not gonna drink a $7 cup of it.
Right. No.
It was like stupidly expensive.
It's good for a shooter because if you're taking a shot of JMO, it's so salty and vinegary, you forgot that you just took a shot of Jameson, so you have 5 more, and then you don't know where your pants are. But that's not the point of the story. Anthony, how the hell you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. It's good to officially meet you and Jazz and to see Drew again.
This is how Elliot felt as soon as you walked in the door. Did you see when he walked in the door, Elliot went, whoa. Like that.
Okay. So
I'm sorry that I compliment a guest. God forbid I compliment a guest.
Hold on. Before anything, let's get into Monday when I was doing an amazing promotional video for our own Quain's big grand opening that's happening on Sunday. More details on that later, but I must say, round of applause me for that that video.
That was amazing.
The video was great. However, as we're there, I was like, hey, did you know? And then she finishes, she's like, that Anthony Sierra stole a tractor. I was like, whoa. What the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, yeah, look. So a couple people sent us this news article. And I immediately called you. And I was like, dude, what's going on? Explain. So I'm going to give you the floor. This is a new segment called Clearing the Air. We're clearing the air so people know the actual real story. But tell us what happened. What happened, dude?
So basically, everybody just looks at a thumbnail because
True. I did.
They saw a picture. And to be fair, from behind, my uncle and I do have a similar fade.
Yeah.
And he was wearing a shirt with our company name on it.
Which is great brand recognition.
No. I want to go further back. Tell us from the beginning the story. Like what happened?
So from which beginning? The beginning of this last weekend?
Or basically what you told me on the phone.
So my uncle did do some time. He was in for about 20 years for accessory to murder.
Period.
Well, so
that's not something to celebrate, dude.
That's not like a sleigh.
Yeah, that's not like a sleigh.
That is so edgy of him.
I guess technically there was, but I mean, like, that's besides the point.
They got him on that because he wouldn't rat on the guy who did it, but he did know who did it.
Right.
But as you guys know, if you do snitch, you don't last long.
Yeah, you get God in prison.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason that he was able to serve his full 20 years and he was released.
20 years is a long ass time.
It's a long time. And he's 42 now and he's been out for about 3 years. So he went in at about 19 and
that sucks.
He spent his whole adult life.
I mean, 42 though, you're still young.
You're young enough that you can start over.
You're probably handsome still. I mean, you still got a good lot of life left.
Until you decide to fuck around and steal some trailers.
Yeah. Hold on. Wait. Before that, so he gets out.
So then he gets out and he comes and he works with us for a little bit.
To try to clean him up, right?
To try and take a shot at
honest living,
normal life. And he was with us for a couple of months and then he moved east with his then girlfriend. They had a kid. That didn't quite work out, so he moved back. Sorry, Joey, I'm airing out all there.
It's okay. It's on the internet. Nobody's on this thing.
And so now he's back, and he was doing some stuff to try and pay the bills and live life. And it looks like some of the stuff he was doing on the side didn't end up working out for him.
So to be clear, he's accused of stealing tractors and other shit. And where did he put him? Because when I read just the article, I was panicked, scrolling through the words. Because I was like, all you see is Sierras, and then you see the shirt, and I'm panicking. I was like, oh my God, of course this would happen to us. Yeah. Right? Because at first, it wasn't even concerned for you, it was for us. I was like, oh, dude.
Drew calls me, and the first thing's like, have you checked on Anthony? Well, it's not that. It's like, what are we going to do?
Yeah, I was like,
agreed.
Of course.
What are we going to do?
My phone rang a dozen times, and it was just people who are like, hey, did you get arrested? I'm like, I mean, if I did, I wouldn't have picked up. But
that's fair.
If you read 3 sentences, it says 42-year-old Joseph Sierra, which that ain't me. So my phone rang, my mom's phone rang, my dad's phone rang.
Oh my goodness.
And I had it.
And of course, he had to have the fucking shirt on when he's getting arrested. Like that's so funny because a lot of our fans sent us things like, hey dude, the Sierra's got blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. So then I'm really glad that you cleared it up, dude. Because I was like, oh dude, of course this would be one of our first sponsors, and then they got caught stealing shit, dude.
I saw your text and I immediately died laughing just because I was like, oh shit, I sponsor a podcast. I gotta remember shit like
I'm
this.
wait, this actually makes us really cool though. I think.
So I think it's funny.
It's edgy.
Yeah, no, I gotta ask. I apologize. I gotta ask you though. Has your company just gotten so many phone calls now because of the thumbnail? Because it is the number is clear as day on the back.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I wonder if the assholes at the paper did that on purpose too. You know what I mean?
Well, so it was Tulare County Sheriff's Office that did the original post, and last time I checked, that post has 850 likes.
Okay,
which is
Well, and that's just likes. I mean, people see it without liking it, so you've probably gotten a good amount of people you know what?
Well,
I might like Sierra's work.
Well, let me go ahead and you did a job for us.
Yeah.
So I had you come out, and it was so efficient and so quick. That wasn't bullshit. If you hear us do our testimonial. Mm-hmm. Anthony came out. He went to 2 of our flip properties, and there was a bunch of fucked up door shit on all of them. I'm not joking. Within 45 minutes of both properties, it was done, and they're perfect. Mm-hmm. They're exactly what they need to be. Feels like original, well done. Because it was part of a flip, so we had to take off the doors. You paint them, and you have to adjust things, dude. He had it done like this. And I was like, man, that motherfucker's efficient. When he came in, he knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. Everything's super solid. So your work, and that's light work. That's not even work.
That's nothing.
That's nothing work.
Yeah, all of that was all pretty basic stuff. Honestly, I was just like, I get to go meet Drew. Fucking let's go. Dude,
Anthony.
We're here.
Did you sword fight when you were there?
On guard. If you're going to talk about how good my work is, then I'm going to sit here and be like, you know what? I've been listening to you guys for a very long time. And as someone who has been a fan for so long, I do want to say thank you for the job you guys do.
Well, you're welcome.
Ellie saw you're welcome.
Really take all on this.
Because
seeing as I showed up 40 minutes late, you're welcome.
It does feel like...
feels kind of legit in here, doesn't it?
It feels like hanging out with friends. I mean, I've been listening to you guys for so long, and I know this is your guys' first time meeting me, but I feel like I've known all of you guys for a real long time.
Aww.
And so...
Well, you know what really brings us all together?
Crime?
Is sharing family secrets. Yeah. And that's something we probably do too much of.
Let me go ahead and ask a couple of follow-up questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that acclimating, especially if your whole adult life was, maybe you can give, even though you're not locked up, but maybe you can give some perspective to someone that has gone in, talking to your uncle about spending a large majority of his adult life in prison. When he got out, was it just a struggle to acclimate to freedom? because you gave him an opportunity to work with you, earn honest money, live an honest life. And was he just too acclimated to by spending 2 decades in the system in order to like get out and just keep his nose straight? Like, is it the allure of quick money, or is it more so like he just doesn't feel comfortable unless he is in, because he spent his most of his adult life in prison? What was his like kind of, points of view that he has shared with you?
Well, so I haven't really talked to my uncle since he left working with us, and that's been about 2.5, 3 years ago. And not to speak for him, only to be able to allude to what we did talk about then and what I would imagine is the mind frame. When he got out and he did start working with us, we do construction. So, I mean, it's not
easy work.
It's not folding clothes at Target.
That's man's work.
Not to take knocks on anybody's livelihood, but it's in the
brutal.
summer, it's 112.
Oh, yeah.
We're working 10, 12-hour days. It's you go home when the job's done and you keep going until the work is done. So he did have a little bit of extra leeway because, I mean, he's
family.
He's family.
Yeah.
So it
Good
was.
Well, and it's a hard acclimation to a new life.
Right.
Oh, for
but,
sure.
But when he did talk about it, he was mostly just like, it's just wild being responsible for your own actions again.
Right.
Because everything, I mean, they are on schedules. They are structured day in, day out. It is, we tell you what to do, when to do it. And if you don't, I mean, it's like when you tell your kids, you're doing it because I'm telling you to. Don't ask questions.
Right.
That's basically.
See, I feel like that structure would actually kind of help getting out with the job, because you are like, okay, I have to be here at this time. I'm here until this for a lunch break. I'm here until that. Until
it's different when it's forced structure.
Yeah, it's forced. That's true.
Because it's the same as like you guys staying on track with your diet and fitness goal because of
which we're totally doing.
Which you're totally doing. You guys are killing it.
I feel better.
But when you
still smokes.
I do not. What are you talking about?
When
I vape, for Christ's sake.
He's sharing his life with us, guys.
Sorry, continue.
Put it down.
When I worked on those houses, I did see a couple cigarettes flicked out. Just saying.
I didn't. What are you talking about? Oh my God. Continue.
I forgot where I was.
No, we were talking about force structure.
Oh, when you force structure and then the structure is no longer there, it's easy to be like, well, I don't have to do it anymore. And then that becomes, the freedom spirals and just becomes its own sort of problem.
Because other countries, and this isn't to go like super deep on a Friday when we're recording this, but
we got other things we can get deep on.
Other countries do kind of rehabilitate their criminals.
They focus on rehabilitation over like punishment.
Like they come exactly.
True.
They come out better, right? But I don't think personally any prison should be a profiting system ever at all, because it also incentivizes
if you don't pay them, they'll start releasing people at us.
Well, no. You're talking to a person that believes that prison should be only for the violent, like the worst of the worst, or like complete asshole reoffending thieves or people. You know what I mean? Like, there are people that would do better if they were taught a skill, a trade, given an opportunity, so they don't have to do this. Don't say that I'm being like, I think prison should be specifically made for murderers and rapists and schmeta-schmiles.
Yep.
Like, that's who we should be locking up, specifically the people for drug offenses or petty crime that need guidance on to gain a skill that can help them live a life cleanly
and help them set up with like a potential career opportunity when they're being released.
Right. Like, rehabilitation is but when you have a profit prison system and you acclimate these people that are getting really hard sentences for maybe, I mean, your uncle's time, that is indicative of, accessory to murder. Like, that's a big deal. But like, when you're talking about, kids in the South getting 7 years for smoking pot or holding an eighth of weed, and it incentivizes, because those prison systems are getting money from it, it incentivizes judges who are friends with these fucking assholes to give harsher sentences, to lock these kids up for dumb shit.
Who are
so
maybe
they get
getting payouts from the prisons.
from
that
the
they're sending people
prisons.
to.
And they've caught judges literally doing that shit with youth, dude.
the youths.
And it's just, I feel like there's a better way. The prison reform definitely needs to happen, but we need to eliminate the for-profit, because like your uncle's a good example. You know what I mean? Yes, he did his time because there was some shit, whatever. But he spent 2 decades in there to the point where he probably didn't feel comfortable in an unstructured way. And then,
Well, and it's all he knows as an
It's
adult.
all he knows.
It's all he knows as
It's
an
all he
adult.
knows,
It's
you
the
know?
only thing he'll know as an adult.
I just feel bad for him because you got kind of roped into it a little bit.
Free advertisement.
It is
I
free
think
That's what I'm
advertising.
saying. Like, I feel
It
like
is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's still
All
kind
of-
of fucked up. You
All
know?
of the people who know me and who were like, that's not him, straight sent me, hey, I see you're getting some free advertisement everywhere. Like I had that text message like 6-8 times.
Oh my God. I it was funny when it
Yeah.
happened because I was like, oh shit.
have you thought about doing and I'm sorry if this is not nice, but have you thought about doing advertisement kind of riffing on it?
It does make you look kind of like hard,
Like,
you know?
well, no, like so for me, like the first thought that comes to mind, are you cuffed with bad work? Do you need to be bailed out? Come to Anthony
Get
Sierra.
released from the shackles of bad construction.
Right? Like
Yeah.
I feel like there's opportunity there.
Well, I was thinking
Which probably
about
isn't nice.
I was thinking about just being like, hey, do you want me to leave a message asking for Drew to bail me out? And then that's how you guys introduce me. And then, because realistically, if I were to stand up and turn around and put my hands behind my back, it does look eerily similar.
It does.
To me.
It does.
Yeah.
It's a
dude.
crime not using the Sierras. Link their phone number. Bam.
So, well, I want to thank you for coming in, clearing the air.
Yeah.
Okay, so Anthony and Frank Sierra, not criminals,
No.
amazing
Mhm.
carpenters.
Yes.
Amazing. What would be the door specific?
Finish Carpentry is the specific.
Okay,
title. Yeah.
Finish carpentry.
That's right.
They do amazing work. I can attest to this. Give them a shot. Not criminals. Hard stop.
But if you
Tractor
were,
not
we still love
included.
you. Do you do screen doors?
Like metal screen or like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
I do security, screen doors, custom closets, crown, baseboard.
Yeah, dude, they
doors,
do
windows.
it, and they're good. They're
I-
like
If it's
good.
got
I
a
need one for
handle,
my
he's
salon.
doing it. All right.
Yeah, just
I need one.
give me a call.
Thank you, Pookie.
And what's that number again? If people wanted to reach out and get some work done,
559-623-3054.
what was that one more time?
559-623-3054.
Round
I didn't quite
applause.
hear you. What was that third time?
Okay, Elliot, stop being an asshole. Round of
trying to-
applause.
Thank you.
I'm trying to help him, man.
Round of applause for the Sierras not being criminals, and I'm glad that we got to clear the air,
Yes.
so to speak. So you know that we have amazing people that are sponsoring the Do Over podcast. Thank you very much for just supporting us, and we will do everything we can to make sure people support you.
Thank
So,
you guys for having me.
Yeah,
and I
thank you
appreciate
so
all
much.
you do.
Thank you so much.
Let's take a little break and get our next guest in
All
here.
right. Stay here. I'll talk to guest. We'll take our breaks. Come back. Guest number 2, and then we get hump, 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 hump.
Hump, hump to hump, hump,
All right, Ork, you can take us out. This break is brought to you by Frank Sierra Finish Carpentry and Sierra Door Supply, providing and installing all your doors, custom closets, and decorative molding needs. Now, just a little pro tip, we've had the luxury of working with Frank Sierra, and I got to tell you, their work perfect every time and incredibly fast and consistent. So whether you're in Tulare, Kern, Kings, and Fresno counties, the Sierras will come to you and offer excellent customer service and experience. Give a call to Anthony Sierra, your friendly neighborhood Finish carpenters, for a free quote today at 559-623-3054. Thanks again for supporting the Do Over podcast. We're back.
We're so back.
And we're back. And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're so back and better than ever. Thank you to everybody that listened in and who was just chatting with us. Some stuff going on in the chat we'll talk about a little bit later. But right now we went from one guest to the next, and we have Amber from Reaper Clean. Because Reaper Clean is on the scene.
Period.
Amber, thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem. No problem. I'm excited to be here.
We're
The
excited
lipstick
to
is
have
doing
you.
it for me. You look like an edgy goth, like cool chick, you know?
She is unapologetically Amber,
You
which I
remind-
love
That's
about her.
right.
You
She's
remind
a
me-
baddie.
You remind me. Did you ever watch like the Scooby-Doo cartoons as a kid, like growing up?
Yes.
Who's the like goth chick band that was in Scooby-Doo?
Oh my God. Yes.
The three of them.
Yes.
You remind me of like that rock group right now.
I'm going to look it up.
I
It's
can't
going to
Is that a
bother
nice
me.
thing or a mean thing?
No,
a
it's
very-
a nice thing.
it's a
nice thing.
incredibly nice.
I'll go with it.
Nerd community
It's the
is
purple. It's the purple.
nerd community is in love with those girls.
Oh, meaning you as well? Or?
I mean, it's cool. It's nostalgic and awesome.
The Hex
Amber.
Girls. The Hex
The
Girls.
Hex Girls. Yeah, the
Amber,
Hex
everybody, round of applause.
Yeah. hang
Reaper
on.
Clean is on the scene. Hey, look, I'm repping today.
I know. Actually, I've seen you repping quite often.
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah,
my-
yeah. Well,
Flannel.
we are in a weird spot right now when it comes to weather. It's like cold as balls in the morning, and then it gets hot around like
Right.
1.
Yeah.
So everyone's having to do a wardrobe change. And we'll get into it when we're talking about Animania a little bit later on.
brother.
Jess basically has 2 options for Yoshi outfits. And
One
of them,
I thought looked very cozy.
one of them looks like a jumper, pajama jumper, which is
Right.
super cute, and she would look super cute in it. But then the other one's straight up Horoyoshi. And
Just a slut Yoshi.
yeah.
I think
No
Jess will look
Yoshi of-
great in
No
any
Yoshi of
outfit.
mine's gonna go out looking like that.
But we'll get into that a little bit later on. Amber, thank you for coming and joining us.
Absolutely. I'm just first of all, I am
In
so
the
proud of all 3 of you. Just
Thank you.
FYI.
I really work
Like-
hard on this.
I am a big fan here.
Have you
Put
been-
your mouth around it.
Yeah. There we go.
There you go.
Okay, cool.
We really do appreciate the support, and
Yeah.
I've been a big supporter of you because I'm just in
Yes.
general an Amber fan.
Thank you.
I'm
Me too.
I'm a fan
Big
of Amber.
fan.
Now, if you're not aware, Amber does she has her own business, independent business owner,
Mhm.
local,
Reaper Clean, baby.
female owned business,
Yes.
and it is a very specific type of business. So, to the people that have been watching us that maybe aren't from the area and don't know, what kind of a business do you run? And give us some of the ins and outs of it.
Okay, so I am the owner of Reaper Clean LLC. I am a biohazard remediation specialist, and basically, I am a crime scene cleaner. So we
so
do
freaking cool.
hoarding situations, homicides, suicides, accidental deaths, disinfection services. We pick up needles and all sorts of things.
I'm
So-
pretty sure you get this all the time when people that don't know call you for like a house cleaning, and you're like, no.
Yeah. So
Like-
I'll get a lot of like phone calls from I don't know, businesses that advertise other businesses, like a list of cleaners that
Right,
A
right.
through Z, and they're like,
Mhm.
"Hey, we want to put you on our list," or it's like paid advertising. I'm like, I'm not a maid service.
We're not
It's
that guy, pal.
Yeah, I clean up blood and death and things like this. And they're like, I'm so sorry I called you. And I'm like, it's okay. It's totally
Well, you know,
fine.
that's
It's
so crazy
totally
because
fine."
I'm in this motel room and I could really use your help right now.
But we do the extreme cleaning, right? Like the crazy hoarding situations, and I'll be working oftentimes after police leave a scene and things like that. But we also do some middle road stuff. Like for example, if say an elderly person may have had some sort of surgery, they weren't recovering very well,
Right.
6 months, let the place go. It's not necessarily a biohazard, but they need help, and
Yeah,
it's not something
right.
a maid service will do. Of course, we're going to help. So we're not just like totally extreme. We're trying to be available for folks that are, going through depression or having situations at home where things just got out of hand. A maid service can't do it. When we're not in our busy season and responding to emergencies, we will respond and also be able to assist with these situations.
Well,
as
and you guys really do a great job when it comes to trying to help people in need, especially when it comes to mental health.
Yeah.
Can you talk some more about where you got this passion to help people with maybe struggling through a depression or struggling through mental health issues? What was it for you that made you really want to get behind and like champion this?
Definitely, like my tagline is, biohazard remediation and recovery. And I would say just being a crime scene cleaner for as long as I have, it's going on 10 years now.
Wow.
My business, I've been in business for 5. This was my 5th year on my own. But even before that, when I started as a technician, started doing crime scene cleanup, it hurt my heart. I'm just an empathetic person whenever we're leaving site and I have no resources to provide for the individuals that we're coming across. And I'm talking I mean, just depression, domestic violence, drug abuse, alcoholism. I mean, we're coming across seeing and witnessing so many things, and just vicarious trauma. You know, a suicide happened. Now we have family members who are depressed or who are going through a difficult time.
Which is probably one of the hardest calls that you get if something like that.
And it is heartbreaking when family members were asking me, like, where do I go next? What do I do?
Right.
How do I even... And I didn't have answers, and that was unacceptable to me.
Mhm.
So, and then just in my own personal life, you know, I've grown up in my own family struggles with addiction, mental health issues, and there's a lot of parallels that I have seen. And then just also with my education in sociology and women's studies, you know, I worked in domestic violence shelters and things like this. So I have always been an advocate, but more specifically a victim advocate in the crime scene cleanup world, because we're seeing so many different intersecting factors here that we want to be part of the community. So yeah, we respond to suicides and we help clean up, but we're also out here advocating for suicide prevention, because I lost a teammate. His name was Nathan, to suicide in 2019. When I worked for another company. So suicide prevention has been huge, because it just opened up my world to now I was a person who had been connected to it, not just cleaning up after it, but I lost somebody who was important to me as well.
Right.
And so I want to be an advocate in that part of this community and keep our community safe and talk about these issues. And a lot of folks also are afraid to talk about death. And we're a safe place for that too, because so many people, I mean, they'll question their religion, or maybe they're afraid to talk about something, or they're like, why did the body look that way? Or, you know, just things that are difficult topics and maybe might be scary to bring up to family or friends. So they'll call my line and just be like, hey, so I had this situation and it looked this way. What does that mean? And I'm like, okay, sure. Let's have the conversation.
I originally met Amber through referral for the real estate world, and I repped her buying one of her houses. And then we sold that house and did some contract kung fu to get the other one when they were trying to push us out. That was a big one.
I have a home definitely because of Drew.
But we've become friends over the years, and she's one of my favorite people. And when you work real estate, you deal with so many emotions on so many different levels, and there's so much money wrapped around it. It can be a high stress field in which your job as the person ushering people through that is to guide them, right? And you have to hear when people are upset or confused or angry. You have to be patient with people.
Absolutely.
I could not imagine the level of patience and way that you have to approach situations that are tough like that, like say a suicide or even a hoarding service situation. Like how you have a lot of educational background on this and personal experience working through it. How long did it take you to develop the empathetic nature that you need to approach these situations?
What I call it is there is a line, and it's called being professional, but also being personal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a line. You don't want to get too far into it to the point where you're carrying things and bringing them home and they're affecting you to the point where you can't help the next family.
Right.
And then you also want to you want to maintain your professionalism, but it's okay to have empathy. We're all people here. We're going through, this isn't just a transaction of buying something. It's a service that we're providing after an extremely oftentimes traumatic event. So just finding, and I've made mistakes. It's
We're all
definitely
human. Mistakes happen.
Yeah.
But it's definitely that balance of being able to be professional, but also, it's okay if somebody needs a hug sometimes. It's okay.
Right.
It's okay to show emotion. I mean, I have cried on jobs before and have just related to the situation.
And I mean, how don't you feel like an emotional response going to some of these things?
Yeah. And it's okay to be, it's okay to share that, but it's also, this moment is for the family. I'm not here. It's not about me today. It is about you. It is about your situation. I'm not here to judge whatsoever. I'm here to make it better. And not that you can make what happened better, but we can start that healing process immediately by remediating the scene, cleaning it, getting it to a place where this is no longer a worry anymore. And then they can focus on that other, getting the therapy that they need, funeral services, going into a new stage of, just doing what needs to be done.
Because there's already so many steps and stages that you have to go through after everything happens. So to have a company come in and just ease some of that first response kind of I guess just like pain.
Like you'll
in
be
a
in
sense.
shock. Like a lot of people be in, or what fascinates me about what they do specifically in regards to hoarding services, because that is such a ingrained hard thing to overcome for most people that do hoard. And we're not talking about like you have a lot of stuff like my mom. It's like
there's
you
different
hoard
levels.
everything.
Yeah.
you
Like
know?
for example, I did a job. This week has been very busy for me, but there's a situation. A young man about 23 years old. I got a phone call from his mom, and saying that my son is hoarding. Went through super depression. We need help. And I'm like, okay, and I'm thinking to myself, like, is she hiring me to clean her son's like dirty room?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
right.
is it really a hoarding
Yeah.
situation? Like, and then I went in and I see this intelligent, bright-eyed young man who is very nervous, I'm like, it's okay. I've seen it all, man. It's okay.
It's not
Yeah.
going to freak
I'm
me
not,
out.
no,
kinda.
and I'm
Yeah.
not, no judgment whatsoever. What's going on? Let me help you. Opens the door. Full-blown hoarding situation in one
Wow.
bedroom. And I mean, the rest of the home, beautiful, everything lived in, clean, but
Mhm.
just a normal space.
Just
And
this,
then this,
room in particular.
oh my goodness gracious. I was like, I have seen it all, and I have seen this kind of hoarding many, many times, but not just in a single room of a house.
Right.
Right.
So basically, I got to work almost immediately on that. And as I was digging through everything, it became alcohol bottles, every kind, beer, underneath. And it's not just any garbage. It's food. It's fast food. And a lot of people are like, this is garbage. This is gross. But what I'm seeing is pain.
Right.
I'm seeing something that happened here. How could somebody who's 23 years old be going through such intense pain that this would be the result that they can't even wake up in the morning and pick this up? Like it's bad. So as I'm cleaning the room, I'm learning more about the person and understanding like this is not just hoarding. This is now there's a substance abuse issue. Now there's other things going on here. No wonder mom must have been struggling to get him out of.
They don't know what to do.
What are
Right.
we doing?
Yeah.
And like I said, intelligent. Like I'm finding A+, old homework assignments.
Yeah,
just
right.
like. And, you learn just through collectibles, Legos and things, you learn the personality a little bit.
Sure.
And then so I get to the end of the job this week, because I went in and cleaned another day. So we emptied the first day, cleaned the next day. And I had a small conversation with him. I was like, before it gets bad, you have my number. Call me, call me. Do not do this to mom. Do not do this to yourself. You're worth it. You are worth it. Whatever that healing journey is going to look like for him. That's his path to
Yeah,
take.
but there is a journey there for him.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Question: the protocol when you approach a hoarding situation, is it throw it all away,
So,
or do you allow them to be like, no, like this is important, or are you like, no?
I was thinking
for
that
this one
too.
specifically, there were two items specifically that were being looked for, which were Apple AirPods and I believe a necklace.
okay.
And I found the Apple AirPods, but I could not find the necklace, and justifiably so. I'm not going to be digging through all the ick underneath. I'm
Right.
shoveling it out.
Right.
So everything was a go,
Mhm.
all gone.
Yeah.
And we agreed to that and we signed off on that. But every hoarding situation is different because this was just a 10 by 10 bedroom. It
Right.
wasn't my normal hoarding. Now I have a hoarding situation scheduled a few weeks from now, and it is a whole home
Ooh.
situation. It is an elderly woman. Her husband passed away, I think, over 7 years ago, and it's just kind of out in a rural, middle of nowhere area.
Mhm.
And this situation is much different. I'm not dealing with alcohol bottles and
Right.
just everything kind of condensed in one bedroom. Now I'm inside of a home where there's trash buildup everywhere. It is hoarding, but I can see the life before the garbage. I can see all of the antique crystal
Right,
in the
right.
on the tables underneath the garbage. I can see all of the really amazing old world furniture before it was covered and coated.
Right.
And so now I have to create more of a plan of, okay, we have to tell the difference between what is trash and what is valuable here, because I'm not just going to throw away this woman's entire life. Something could potentially belong to her husband,
Mhm.
and you have to remember there's a lot of emotions.
Mhm.
Now it's really
Absolutely.
hard to have a hoarder on site. I'll get into that in a little bit, but so for her specifically, I created a plan, which was we'd be throwing away all garbage, anything $25 and under. This is my general rule, that you can get at a Target, a Walmart, on Amazon.
Just get rid of it.
Just get rid of
Just
it.
toss it.
Just
Right.
get rid of it. Now, if it's a something that's antique, it's unique, you'll never see it again anywhere in the world. Put that aside.
Yeah.
That's fine. Now, if we have just trash upon trash upon trash, I can't dig through every little thing. But if
course.
I see family photos, if I see something that looks sentimental, I know well enough to just put it in a bin, put it in a bag, put it
Does
to the
the
side.
family help you approach those situations? Because I would imagine if, like, say, an individual who's going through it, but they don't have support from the family, it'd be really hard to approach that because they're still trying to fight the disorder of whatever's, but like the daughters, the adult children can like intervene and be like, no, mom, you're gonna throw it all away, blah 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 blah.
Yep. So basically, it is a work in progress, and this is why specifically for me and my business, I do these projects hourly. Because if for some reason I have a hoarder on site and we have family members and we've all had a discussion, kind of an agreement on, sometimes they'll bring bins and they'll be helping, or sometimes it's just our team and they want, nobody's on site. For this particular plan, where I'm going to have the hoarder, she's going to be in the morning for 30 minutes to kind of give some direction. So she has power and just kind of says, and then leaving. And then the family will bring her back before we leave to do a check.
Got it. No, that's a good approach.
Yeah.
That is a good approach. Like, take them out because they'll just feel too anxious. They'll want to get in the way. Let you do your thing. So then they can come back and feel comfortable.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine having a hoarder on site.
I have many.
I'm sure you've had it.
So
how do you deal with that?
So when there's no family, sometimes I've had hoarders themselves, which is a huge step. I am super proud of you if you can get to that point to just call me, even if you're not ready for me to come on site. Just call me. But I've had hoarders many times just reach out on their own, and their families don't even know. And so at that point in time, I create a different kind of contract, both verbally and written down, as because we are going to argue. If I have a hoarder on site, and if it comes to a point where
there's going to be things
you're paying me to throw things away and you're not allowing me to do that, I stop the job. I stop. There's no point. There's no reason for me to take your money if you're going to just continue to allow your, this to pile up. And
right.
There's no point. It's a stalemate.
Well, and that speaks to your ethics in what you're doing, because
I'm
most
not
people
gonna
be
take
like,
your money if you're just going to keep doing what you're doing. Because then we're not helping anything.
Right.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
But I also understand that it's just it's an emotional process. So I usually, for example, like one of the last hoarders I worked with, I let her know, I go, we're going to argue about what gets thrown away. We're going to get frustrated with each other because I'm going to want to throw this away and you're going to want to keep it. I go, but you have to allow me to do what I need to do, and I will allow you wiggle room. I will listen. I go, but what we're not going to do is disrespect each other. We're not going to curse at each other. We're not going to, it's okay to say, hey, you know what? I need you to leave right now. We need to stop for the day. It's too much for me. Okay.
I couldn't imagine Amber doing her job and she's like, that Coca-Cola bottle, I pissed in back in 1978. That shit stays here.
Yeah.
This is one of the best days of my life.
Sometimes you need a pee cup. Everybody's got one.
What's
all
funny
right?
is I just, that's when I'll approach them and I'll get eye level or wherever they are. And I'll be like, look at this versus, and I'll pull out an item that I believe is worth keeping.
Right. Yeah.
Look at, because sometimes like I had a hoarder who had a doll collection, right?
Ooh.
I hate that.
That's so fucking
I hate
creepy.
that.
It's so creepy.
It wasn't right. But so this woman, she looks me in my eyes, my eyeballs.
With those doll eyes.
And she goes,
and she's like,
I want to keep those dolls because I want to be able to give them to children or give them to, put them or give them to Goodwill or something.
Okay.
And put them out. Okay. Well, there was a rat infestation as well over the years, just because of all the stuff. So I pull out the doll and I go, honey, look at this doll. There's rat shit all over this doll.
Okay.
I go, this would be dangerous for a child to hold. You would be endangering a child if you gave this to somebody. It is not cleanable. And once she actually looked at it and saw it and I pointed it out, she was all, oh my God, throw it away, throw everything away.
Yeah.
And I was
Why
allowed
not
to
just
do
leave
that.
it for the rats?
But it was weird because
they
it was
clearly like it.
It was like when she looked at it, she didn't actually see it for what it was. She saw what she wanted it to be.
Right.
And so once you kind of you just have to find that reality and show them the reality.
You kind of have to take the fog off their eyes.
I have a really close friend who I wouldn't call them full on hoarder, but they're very close to not wanting to separate with many things.
The hoarder-like tendencies.
And when you go in
sure.
and look at their house, at least they're trying to organize the chaos. So at least there's that, right?
Yeah.
A lot of hoarders I've seen are perfectly content,
Mhm.
just like walking over the piles of crap in order to get to their couch, which is also covered in piles of crap. That it's just hard to get to. So what, and this will be the last question about hoarders, because there's other things that I wanted to talk about with you, but what is the typical kind of, when you walk in, is it a hoarder like that is trying to organize the chaos, or is it usually just piles of shit everywhere, not organized with any rhyme or reason?
I've created in my own world, and any other biohazard remediation specialist out there, you do you, or however you think. But I've created sort of 4 categories for hoarders.
Okay. What are those 4 categories?
So the first category is my favorite hoarder in the whole wide world, which is the infomercial hoarder. And what I mean by that, these are folks that'll buy books, Amazon packages, just packages that they never open. And so there's all these stacked collections of Tupperware and kitchen stuff and just fun kind of doodads that aren't dirty in any way, but they're just kept and never opened. Or that'll be like someone who goes to the thrifting every day and buys a bag of cute little antique whatever, and then just sets it to the side and just does that for 20 more years.
Yeah, right.
And so I've been in the hoarding situation. That was plenty of times where it's just kind of like you're treasure troving. It's really cool.
Yeah,
You're trying. Well, you're also,
like a dragon.
and it's
You're bringing in all your
organized.
treasures.
That's
Yeah.
like
You're also-
kind of me. I'm not gonna
Are you
lie.
trying to buy the pain in your soul
I'm
away?
I'm like an over consumer. Like I see something on TV or
She wants
TikTok
10
and
of
I'm
them.
like, that's the one.
TikTok
Add
gets
to
you
cart.
good.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then for that, so we have the infomercial hoarder, and then you have your gross filth hoarding. And that's, I think, the hoarding you guys are thinking of, where it's mostly just, it's not cool stuff. It's garbage.
Right,
It's someone
yeah.
never throwing anything away. And it's to the point where, I mean, you're climbing over mountains and mountains, because the thing with garbage, it's not a solid item. It's just, it's rotted food. It's ick,
Yeah,
it's
there's
stuff. And eventually it all warps and changes and falls over, and it just becomes like piles and piles. So that's my gross filth hoarder. And then you have your animal hoarders.
Is that like having way too many pets?
Yeah, way too many pets, as well as think of like stacked pet food over feces, urine.
I would imagine
all of
that's
that.
the worst smelling out of the 4 you've mentioned, or the 3 you've mentioned.
From Twitch chat here, JS Chaper. I hope I'm not fucking that up. Jay's Chapper.
Probably are. It's fine.
I do commercial pest elimination. The rat piss smell is so strong. I've always suggested just throwing everything away, not usually worth cleaning and trying to keep.
Yeah.
So you
Oh, yeah.
can't like,
No.
you can't
Not when there's
negate,
rats.
right?
And
Like
when it's
you can't
animal-
negate it.
So it's different. So it's funny. I do my estimates in 2-part for hoarding. I do the initial throw out first, and then I do the cleaning next,
Okay.
because I never know with the type of damage that could be done with what's under these piles.
Right.
If it's all garbage, gross filth, it could be eating away at the structure. You know, the
Mhm.
paint's coming off. Now there's animal urine and it's warping the wood below.
Right.
And
There might be
can
pests,
you clean
cockroaches,
that?
stuff like
No,
that,
I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know. That type of cleaning will be more of the biohazard remediation part, where I'm cutting out drywall. I'm taking out the floor versus scrubbing it down.
I was gonna say they will cut out drywall, replace things. Like I've seen before and after of Amber's work, and this is not sensitive crime stuff. I'm just saying a couple of like things she showed me, the
Mhm.
examples that she has, which we will not be showing here, but
Right.
it looks like a brand new fucking place.
Yeah.
Like, and to
That's
think,
amazing.
Well, not only.
And it's like I said, it's dependent upon regarding the situation, because there's multiple things I have to do where I'm removing carpet padding, tack strips, or I'm doing actual work versus am I just wiping down something, or what type of structural cleaning versus the actual.
and you'll
removal.
actually do sanitation services. Like
Yeah.
if people
It
get
depends.
ill,
I feel like
you know what I mean?
I feel like that has to be kind of mandatory, even with like the junk and filth ones,
Yeah.
because it
Oh, and
probably
then-
just rots, and it could probably lead to like
Bacteria everywhere.
bacteria and mold, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, mold. I just responded to a job actually that I did where it was actually a cleanup after a suicide, and unrelated to the cleanup in the room that I did, they called me because they had mushrooms growing from the carpet nearby.
That's fucking
You can-
wild.
they-
And
can
I
grow in
kind of
carpet?
freaked out because I just had
Oh.
watched The Last of Us, right? Because
I'm making I'm making Lady
and I'm
Jams
just
watch it
like,
right
the
now.
cordyceps are coming.
Mhm.
And then so anyway, so I have to go back to this because I'm like, is it related to what I did? Did I do something? Did I oversaturate a chemical? What happened? And I'm thinking, and I go back, it has nothing to do with any of the job or anything that we did, but it had rained over days, and along that wall, water had gotten through, and I had cleaned up this area. And right next to where I had cleaned up was carpet and everything else, and it had become black mold, and then this fungus had grown
Yeah.
from it.
Oh my
So
god.
did you-
So I had to refer her to a mold.
Well, did you guys see
specialist.
the headline where it's like affecting the cordyceps are now like infecting spiders?
Oh, I saw
Yeah,
the
we're cooked,
spiders.
fam.
Yeah, we're cooked.
We're not
So-
cooked, fam.
What do you
Jess,
mean by that?
Jess, to answer your question, you know how they'll do like the vegans try to compare lion's mane mushrooms to
Yes.
steaks, and they're like, we
Yes.
eat steaks too. And you're like, no, fool, you're eating a mushroom. So when they do homegrown steaks, a lot of the time, the lion's mane, they'll grow on toilet paper. It'll be toilet paper that they just saturate and they introduce the spore, put it in a bag, and that's what it's growing
Don't tell
on.
me that.
Like fungus can grow fucking
Yeah, there's
everywhere.
a type
Just
of
needs the right-
fungus though that I think the cordyceps is
Mhm.
based on that'll kind of take over like spiders'
Yeah,
bodies. or
it's
things
like a
that.
so
They'll zombify.
It
it's
used
like
to be
famous.
ants.
It's famous in the rainforest because it gets on ants, and what
Yeah.
it does is it gets in like the ant's brain. And rather than-
Actually, correction.
Oh.
I watched this because it gives them like a soothing effect, but basically takes over their
yeah,
limbs.
it like basically puts a brain fog over them, and it takes over their body, and then it sprouts out of the ant's head, and then it releases more spores for the next batch.
because
Like ants.
they want it to they make the ant go all the way up to like a high part over the colony and then burst the
What in
spore
the
over him.
hell?
Yeah.
Dude, I
So-
take
Nature's scary.
I
Nature's
ta-
I
terrifying.
don't like that.
I
Like I
take
said,
cordyceps.
I'm responding to a lot of gross stuff, but whenever I see a mushroom or a fungus, I'm just like,
Burn it.
burn it to the ground.
Burn it to the
Yeah.
ground.
We don't
Yeah.
want
I
Last
don't
of
like
Us.
that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about branding. Okay, because I love
Mhm.
he loves my logo.
I'll get a picture for Org so we can put it up here. Okay. Amber has a big, is a Sprinter, right?
I have a 2004 Mercedes Dodge Sprinter van.
Sprinter, bright,
Like
bright
300,000
blue.
miles.
And you know exactly where she's at all
You
times.
know who's
dude.
on the scene.
Oh, dude.
With
It's
Amber.
me. It's
All
me.
It
right.
has this big giant logo. The branding is done so well that your clothes are quality and like cool. And a lot of people have actually hit you up for like hats and shirts and stuff after you came
Yep.
and hung out with us at the old show.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
yes.
Does that make you feel like, yeah?
Shout out
I
to
did it
Joe
right.
Deutscher, who did my logo.
The
when I-
Deutschster.
The Deutschster.
Joe, you're the greatest.
Joey.
But I went to him, this one of my oldest friends, and I was just like, I need a girl in a gas mask. Can you do this for me? And he was just like, absolutely.
My
He made
daughters,
my logos
my daughters
awesome.
look at it and they're like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "This is Amber." And they're like,
caricature.
"Oh my god, it's so
Back
cool."
when I
That
was
is
short
cool.
hair and super punk rock. Yeah.
And that is really you. It's like
It is.
it's like punk as fuck, but
Yeah.
professional. It's clean.
It's professionally
It's-
punk.
It is something that you can wear that people actually like.
Yeah.
They compliment you on what it is. I've been complimented with this so many times. They think it's like a legit just brand. Like, and
Yeah.
technically it is, but it's not meant to be like
it's not like a
fashion.
Yeah, it's not like a
Yeah.
fashion
Right?
brand,
No,
but it
so
looks like
I'm
it.
thinking of just because, guys, I've been so busy just working, but I have to, when I take a step back and start doing more of the merch stuff, I'm going to start creating more supportive shirts that people can wear. But I have to, I was talking with this about my team. I was like, we have to have different, like, this is if like close friends and family and teammates will have like this
Right,
mark.
yeah.
And, we're going to have badges and things because I don't want anyone like pretending to be on
Yeah.
my team
Yeah,
or
yeah,
showing
yeah,
up
yeah.
somewhere
For
or
sure.
something. So I'm going to create different shirts, I think, for everybody else to be able to wear. That'll still have our logo and everything on it, but I
Right.
just want a little bit of a difference
Sure.
between who works for me and who's wearing like the work shirts and versus like
The merch.
Yeah, our merch. And we'll have a street team. That's totally cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll be
Yeah.
on that street team any day of the week, dude. But like
Hell
considering
yeah.
how popular and how cool it is, I feel like you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you don't start
No,
selling
I know.
the shirts.
We're gonna sell shirts, guys.
Yeah.
I know,
And
it's
then you
coming.
should have like a do-over style one for a collab shirt.
Yeah,
that-
we could do a
should
collab.
I'm so down
We
for that.
could do her glasses.
Oh, I got a shirt for
But-
you. I have a shirt for you in there. So when we're done here,
She wants my shirt, by
does
the
it
way.
have her eyes on it, or
It-
does it have your silly glasses?
it does have her eyes on it. So
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still convinced that my shirt still doesn't exist.
no, I did it. It does. I got the screen. I already did a print.
Are the
Did I
shirts in
not
the room
send it
with
to you?
us?
Where
No.
are the shirts in the room with
Wait,
us?
did I not send you the
you-
picture?
No, you did.
real.
Yeah.
I think you just made the one. And I'm like, that'll shut Elliot up.
Well,
That's
I want
fine,
to
though.
say it's amazing that we have a female-owned business doing
Mhm.
something niche and
Doing
cool,
stuff. Mm.
and you are everything about putting your money where your mouth is. You go
Mhm.
out there, you do great community things.
Ooh,
Yes.
ooh. We have somebody from the chat, actually, Eldino 559. How can someone apply to work there?
Ooh, so if you would like to work for me, I'm going to let you know right now, I'm not currently hiring. However, busy
Sucks
season
to
for
suck.
me, busy season for me starts, and we're just we're slowly growing. I will be hiring. As I grow, I'm going to need more help. I can't do everything all of the time, and delegating is part of learning, right?
Yes.
So, but nevertheless, when I do hire, or if I'm looking for part-time help or things like this, especially during my busy season, which is summertime, it is on the way, guys. I'm terrified. Okay. But submit your resume with a cover letter to onthescene@reaperclean.com. So you just go to my
That's so
website,
badass.
reaperclean.com. My email address is right there. Now, when I say cover letter, in your cover letter, please explain why you want to work for Reaper Clean specifically.
Mhm.
And then, of course, a little bit about, yourself and why you think you would fit here.
And understand
And
that one of
then-
the qualifications is that you're going to have to be able to conduct proper business and be sensitive to other people's traumas, because
Yes.
they're not a cleaning service per se. They do a very specific, like we just talked about for the last 40 minutes. It's very high stress, high sensitivity
Mhm.
when it comes to dealing with these things. So that
Yeah.
needs to be in your personality traits.
And also, feel free to reach out to Amber if you have any questions about it, maybe about trying to get your foot in the door. I'm sure she'd be more than
I
happy
love answering questions, talking to folks. I can schedule a one-on-one over the phone, or we can email. That's all fine and good. I'm here to share education. I'm not going to guard this industry or like safeguard it.
Yeah,
like if there's something you
gatekeep
want to
it.
know about biohazard remediation, just know that I'm my own small business. So I have my way of doing things. I'm very different from a lot of franchises or large corporations. I don't do the same things that they do. Now, when it comes to, chemicals and everything else, I think we're all on the same page. But when it comes to like how I conduct myself and who we are and what we do, we're very different. So, but I'm more than happy to answer any questions. But definitely I need a resume and I need a cover letter. And I always go back once I'm looking for resumes. Even if you sent it into me a year ago, you're you're on my list. I look you over and I will reach out to you.
I want to give you your flowers also, because as a hairstylist, like I go through a lot.
I
I'm
get
sorry.
so much thrown at me. It's so hard.
Seriously.
Don't
we know?
No, but like I'll have people come in and like just like word vomit, obviously. 'cause
They
they're they're with me for hours,
Yeah.
so they'll start telling me all about like, I cry at least once a day. So you are God's strongest soldier. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'm way too much of a little bitch. I don't know how else to say it. Like one of
She's
my
not. She can do it.
like I have a client who recently, I'd never met her before. It was her first time. And she's like, yeah, and like all these years ago when my dad died, immediately I'm like,
it just gets you.
I don't know. I'm such a little baby. So I give you every prop in the entire universe, because like you having to be in these situations is like very tough.
Oh, thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. But
I have a crush on you.
I just,
Oops.
You're like,
There it
I think
is.
you're so
There it is.
hot.
I think she could do it. I think she could work for me, because she definitely has the empathy factor there. We just got to work on making sure that it doesn't affect you.
I'm just sobbing the whole time. I'm like, Amber.
I do.
I don't want to throw in his stuff. So, round of applause. Round of applause for Amber from Reaper Clean.
Absolutely.
They're on the scene.
Yes.
Thank you
We'll
so
have
much.
all the links to all their stuff down below. Go and check out Amber. We love you. Thank you very much for
I love
coming
you
in today.
guys. I'm so proud of you.
I clicked
Take
that
a break.
5 minutes ago. Yeah. But thank you, Amber. And we're going to take another quick break and we will be right back with all the fun and festivities of the Do Over podcast.
What's up? This is Drew from the Do Over podcast. And I'm going to tell you right now, I lean on expertise. Why? Because it saves me money. Here's a true story. When I first got into cameras, I watched a couple of videos online, did a Google search, thought I was buying the right thing, went and invested almost $1,000 into my very first camera, realized quickly it was not the right thing, went to Horn Photo, got it all in line, and then boom, I'm on my journey to actually being a photographer. And throughout the years, I've really leaned on Horn Photo as being one of those outlets that we are so lucky to have right here in the Central Valley. And they are the official equipment sponsor of the Do Over podcast. They're right there in the Bellagio. All you have to do is walk in, tell them that the Do Over sent you, and they will get you right on track. Maybe you're trying to take stills, do creative content, you want to do live streaming, whatever it is, they have a camera for you. They also do printing services, restoration services, anything that has to do with photography. Horn Photo has your back. Once again, it's right there in the Bellagio. And there's a reason why Horn Photo has been in business for as long as they have. They've been making memories last since 1937.
Okay. Just want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. And I got to quickly tell Drew what we're going to start doing here because I think it's genius here.
Okay.
We're going to start gambling,
Okay.
but we're going to gamble.
Like salty bets?
We're
or
gonna
what?
we're gonna gamble with Jess's IBS. And so what it is Jess will tell us the day she does, right?
The day she takes a shit?
The day she the day number 2 drops, right? And then we'll restart the calendar over under days until her next one.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm in. Let's
And
go.
so-
Okay.
and
Because sometimes it varies because sometimes it's very regular and sometimes it's not at all.
Right. So I think like if people on Twitch want to participate, they
Okay.
gift us a sub.
Okay.
That way there's a little thing pent up. And then if you win,
Pent up.
much like Jess, if you win a prize from us, say like a shirt or merch, or we give you a specific shout out or a cameo of some sort.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it. And you know what?
Tomorrow night it could be different from the norm.
Speaking of wait. Speaking of merch, I want to go over a couple things. Okay. So we talked about the shirt drive up events that we're putting together for next week. Okay. Also, Orc and myself talked about a couple of sticker ideas, like car sticker.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is armor for Teslas.
That's pretty funny.
because so many people were just already Tesla owners and shit before the whole Elon gets political thing.
I love Tesla.
We love Tesla.
Tesla.
So it's kind of like, how do you let people know that you bought it before the psycho started? Okay.
Yeah.
You need some kind of armor for your Tesla, right?
You do.
And as a Tesla driver, okay,
How embarrassing.
dude, honestly, I'm like worried that it's
Got
gonna
a few
be
friends that are Tesla drivers.
It's embarrassing.
No, look, I am legit worried
You're
like,
gonna get bullied.
that someone's gonna. I care.
Hey, look at that nerd.
I care
driving a
about my
Tesla.
car. I care about my car getting hurt, dude. I'm just like, dude,
Did you see
Stop.
the one? I think I saw it like on Instagram or TikTok, and it was like Tesla that had Toyota, it's like
Yeah.
Toyota sticker on the back.
I think the time is now to capitalize on this. So we'll be talking about stickers and stuff later. Also, some Do Over podcast stickers. Elliot,
Yeah,
allow me, okay?
please.
I want to do. It came from the comment section.
Okay.
Because this.
Let's do that and then we'll go into our hump to hump.
Okay.
So, Drew, from the comment section, please take us away.
Came from the comment section. This was on Spotify.
Okay.
Um,
I always forget you can like comment on
Yeah.
Spotify.
I leave comments on Spotify. So if you're a Spotify listener, you have video and audio there. You could go ahead and just check us out and comment down below. I'm thinking about doing some polls too, but This came from Stephanie Van Dyke.
Ooh, emphasis on the last part of her last name.
I'm like,
kidding.
we can't say that. You can say that.
She's a good friend of mine.
Is she?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I get a pass.
So,
I got the Dyke pass. Okay.
yeah. So here's from Stephanie Van Dyke on Spotify on the March to Madness. Okay. Just really popped her whole pod ussy on the last episode. Y'all are doing amazing. Good morning, boys.
Wait, she wasn't here last week.
I know, but she was
But
like,
I do know
she
what
did the one
happened.
beforehand.
And I also do
gotcha.
support you guys, and I do watch your podcast when I'm unavailable. I don't watch when I'm on it because it barf,
Oh
but
my
I do watch when I'm not.
Shout out to the last short that we did. Orky put it together, and
Mhm.
it's like moving right now. It like, God, it had like 90 shares or something like that on
Ooh.
Instagram.
They're probably all
Nice.
throughout Visalia. Everyone in Visalia is
Honestly, and
Either
made
everybody
it.
at Visalia was stoked or mad from what I read in the comments.
yeah, dude, 96 shares, 200 likes,
It's 'cause I wasn't on
7,000 views.
This is my resigning.
No, did you like it when I was like, oh, Jess did so good when she hosted? She's fucking fired.
Yeah.
She's fired. She's gone.
I was waiting for my big like hate tribe, you know?
No, you did good, and you are going to be hosting next week.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
I have so much to say.
Yeah.
And that's for Animania. That's Animania Eve.
That is
And you know what?
Animania
Me and
Eve.
Elliot decided what I'm going to do next week.
What?
I'm going to mute both of your mics the whole time.
Oh, the whole time you just get all right. It's late.
She's gonna have a 30-minute monologue to start
I'm like,
the
hey
show.
guys, welcome back to my channel.
yeah. Hi guys, welcome to my channel.
We
Welcome
put
to
like
my
a solo
channel.
light on her and her alone.
It's funny.
We're in the dark the whole show.
So, Elliot's been in broadcasting for about 8-9 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been in broadcasting for about 21 years. Jess is a baby. She's a couple years in. So, when I watch YouTube channels,
Mm-hmm.
it annoys the absolute piss out of me because they're breaking rules, like simple broadcast rules.
Mhm.
They're breaking, and it
Ignore it.
No,
See,
no, no.
You
I
just broke a rule.
No. Like, no.
Rules
just like
were meant to be broken.
simple broadcasting rules, a la like when you are broadcasting, you're talking to one person, not a group of people.
Mhm.
And I can't tell you how many times you hear you guys, like when people are hosting something or like doing an intro for a video. Oh, so I'm going to get a video for you guys. Like you're not talking to multiple people. You're
Mhm.
talking to one person. It's
Yeah.
a personal back and forth.
Mhm.
Simple little broadcasting tips that help you be a better host. These people break all the time. Now, a lot of them have very successful channels.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how many videos? It's funny that you said that.
Mhm.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm just like,
I feel like every time I'm in front of a camera. Oh,
Camera?
a camera.
It's okay. I had I'm gonna let you go, but before I had the funniest mishap of a word. I was trying to say I was taking out the trash, but I said tooken. so I was like, I was tooking out the trash. And I tried so hard to get past the ladies. I was like, no. We're taking
Let's unpack that.
yeah, let's circle
unpack
back.
that.
And it was for the
Yeah.
dumbest story because I'm pretty sure our cats are eating snails and just like leaving them dead.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was tooking out the trash and I noticed a dead snail. It's like, no, we're not. Hang on. I was
circle back. You
She's
did
like,
what?
I was a tooken aback. I was like, all right, babe. But anyway,
I don't remember what I was saying.
good.
Oh, no, I do remember. Anytime a camera's in front of me, I try
Right.
to channel a certain person.
Who's that person?
I want you to guess, okay? Hey, guys, welcome back to my channel.
Josie
Who
and the
does that?
Pussycat Dolls.
What?
No.
What throwback from
Okay,
1999?
but period.
dude?
Yeah. Okay, you should
We
know
all saw
this
that movie.
because I know your daughters like watching makeup tutorials on YouTube.
Oh,
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel.
is that Jeffree Star?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to channel Jeffrey because I know he's kind of a hot take, but like live, laugh, love. I'm obsessed with him. I would
feel
date
like I
him.
haven't heard about him in like 3
You know what's
years.
funny?
He got in
about-
trouble. a little bit.
Well, yeah, he says shit, whatever.
Yeah.
He likes guns,
He's-
right?
He's like Republican.
Yeah, so he likes guns, and I
Yeah.
think it was Beretta made him. Now it's not my taste because any gun that I get needs to be practical, has a use case,
Mm-hmm.
something that's fun to shoot, obviously. But there's a lot of people that have like they call them Gucci Glocks,
Yeah.
really like
Like
high.
they're like
yeah,
cute.
it's like well, no high end finishes and colors and things
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
and like any
The Call
carry-
of Duty skins.
Yeah, like any carry pistol or anything that you have, it should just be blacked out, in my opinion. But I think Beretta is the company that did this and made Jeffree Star like one of the sickest high-end bedazzled like guns.
Mhm.
And I thought it was tight. Like it was cool.
Yeah, but could you imagine being the guy that gets shot by it?
Oh, hold on.
Well, he has a yak farm.
Look, the internet
The yaks get shot.
the internet lost their ever collecting
Yeah,
shit. It was
yeah.
either anti-gun people that are like, what the fuck? Or it was gun people like,
Yeah.
Jeffree Star, gay woke. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, dude, you can literally do nothing on the fucking internet
No.
without everyone just throwing a fucking fit. I thought it was a cool thing.
I think there's certain like areas of the internet you can't have an opinion on because you're
Yeah.
not right regardless. And
One of those is TikTok. You can't have a singular opinion on TikTok because someone will come for you.
Oh, like, dude, TikTok is.
I actually haven't had like the negative aspect of TikTok. I mean, I comment here and there on random
Well, it's
things.
like if
I actually comment more on TikTok than I do any other app.
But like if Jeffree Star says something, they'll be like, remember in 1999 when you said something about black people?
Oh, no,
and
the,
he's like,
The
So-
internet
yeah.
has some serious sleuths.
yeah.
On
yeah,
there,
no,
'cause
they'll-
they will dig up anything you've ever said, which is why I hope in like 10 years we don't get canceled for whatever.
They're all
dumb-
just said she liked Jeffree Star. Fail.
How many times on air did me and Elliot satirically and joking say, don't smoke, kids, unless you want to be cool?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like telling kids to go do drugs.
Yeah.
Obviously, sarcastically,
Yeah.
like a
Sarcastically.
joke.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
But if you take things out of context, which is, I
Or
think
do.
you see this a lot. Like someone will get like a picture. So like here, without getting too far into it and not to like stick on the gun topic, but this happened years ago. Benchmade Knives, who's in Portland, Oregon. Okay. They make, pocket knives. That's
Mhm.
it. But they have a machinist factory. And there was an out of context picture of them destroying a bunch of guns.
Mhm.
Now, these guns were either scratch off serial number, crime related drugs, or I'm sorry, guns, or like a family member shot and killed themselves with it. So people will just give it to the police and be like, I don't want to see this anymore.
Yeah.
Take it. The police in Oregon did not have the capability to destroy the guns. So they contract Benchmade to do this. So they'll get like a bunch, bring it over, and they'll destroy them. So of course, a random picture or video of them destroying the guns makes its round on the internet, and then all of a sudden, Benchmade's anti-gun, Benchmade's anti-2-way, blah, 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 because it's out of like there's so much of this shit going on that everything is just, it's a clip over a bigger conversation, or it's a picture in a 2-minute video.
Mhm.
And people just take it and put it out there and then just start mouth vomiting on fucking Twitter. And it makes its rounds. And it's like, we are missing context on so many things in this world right now because people can't just fucking chill out.
Mhm.
No one can. And I think it's like our job to point this out, having any kind of a platform. Like, can we stop being little bitches about everything? Like, stop.
Just take a chill pill, guys.
Well, what I love is fucking cancel culture. And then they turn around and do cancel culture. Shut the fuck up. Everyone just needs to get along.
I love the people that are like, well, you can't take a joke. You can't say jokes anymore. And the second you say a joke at their expense, I don't know, what's the matter with you? I'm being personally victimized and attacked.
Yeah.
Two things. One, great stuff, guys. Second, that's been blinking at me for the last 10, 20 seconds. So I don't know if you want to check on that.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Okay, can I ask you the question I just asked Elliot?
Yes.
Hang on. 1.5 mil to kiss a guy. You doing Elliot? I guess.
Wait.
I don't know.
Okay.
Somebody's doing me.
Dude, you can give me like 40 grand to kiss a guy, and I would like. How long
Okay,
does it?
What
wait.
friend would it be?
This
though?
is my question. Hang on. If I gave you like $500, okay, I know that's not like a lot this day and age, but
Gets you a switch.
That's true.
if I got you
Yeah, switching
enough to get you a
sides.
switch, would you kiss one of your guy friends on the mouth and not like a make out, just like a mwah?
Oh, dude, yeah, I do for like
Okay.
$20.
Okay.
It's not gay.
How much is it then to slip a little tongue in there?
Ooh, now you're talking.
But not like
some money.
I'm not talking like a full-fledged makeout. I'm just like a quick little like. bloop.
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
You're going down a slippery slope.
Like
And his name is Bill.
like if John Clapp was in here right now,
Oh, something would be
dude.
clapping.
and I was like,
Something would
or
clap
Nate.
after the kiss.
Or Nate.
if Nate was in here,
I feel like John would be the better kiss option.
he'd have to get on his tippy toes to kiss Nate.
Nate's too tall.
I feel like that looks super gay.
But Nate, no, like his beard would scratch yours. You'd look like The Last of Us episode 3. It'd just be a thing.
For 1.5 mil, absolutely.
No, I don't have
Like,
that kind of money.
no.
If I gave you,
If you gave me $1,000,
yes,
like $1,000,
$1,000,
here, I'll get a Switch in like 4 games. But all I have to do is this.
but like slower. Yeah.
How long do you
Yeah.
have to hold the spot?
Like, let's see.
Is it 5 Mississippi?
It's-
That's a long kiss.
It's,
that's
it's like
long.
a 5 Mississippi and maybe a slight butt grab.
Okay, now you're just adding
See, now,
shit.
this is just porn
Hey,
now.
Yeah,
wait.
it's
This is
eventually
just
going to
porn.
get to sex. She's like, how much to grab his dick
How
and
much
stick it
to
in your
pull his
butt?
pants down in between?
My favorite thing Elliot has ever said in my life was he was like, how much money would it take? He was talking to me in silks, okay? He's like, how much money would it take to live in an igloo
Oh, yeah.
for a whole year, okay,
Right.
365 days, but you have a roommate, an Eskimo roommate, and he doesn't speak English.
No, he
But you-
speaks his native language.
Yes,
yeah.
but you have to sleep in bed together and like you have to do functioning things like with him near you. Like he gets hard.
You don't like.
he masturbates.
He said he's not going to change the way he lives his life.
How much for a whole calendar year? Okay, Silk settled for like $100,000. I thought
Yeah,
that
he
was like
lowballed it.
That's
like,
a little low.
I was like, what? Like that's it? He's
I-
like, yeah, you
but
know.
to be
like,
clear,
you get $1 million for Survivor, and that's 26 days.
to be clear, Mush Mush does not touch me or like try to get me to participate.
But you can hear him like
it's just you and him in the igloo.
I would
say like
for
$500,000
for a calendar year.
$500,000
Yes.
for a count. Oh,
Yeah.
And like
That's the lowest I
and
would
like
consider.
he's angry that he has to house you for
like
a
he's
year.
pissed at you the whole time.
Like he's not stoked, but he's still like he goes and hunts and he brings back food and like he prepares it. But you don't get to leave the igloo or like the vicinity of the
Oh, wait,
igloo.
hold on. I can't leave
No.
the
Like,
igloo.
like he can go into town and trade or go and buy stuff.
Right.
You can't go with him.
And you're cold,
have
so
to
you guys
stay.
like you sleep in bed together. Like you have to snuggle him because you're cold.
Like,
Okay, like $1 million. Like
Okay.
it would take $1 million flat. Like it would have to be $1 million.
However, once a year after that, every year he writes you a card.
$1 million.
What about you? What did you say?
I think I was probably close to $1 million, just
Yeah.
because like I got to think of like how he's using the restroom. Like you're probably hearing that or something.
Yeah.
Are you okay to eat probably raw fish for a calendar year?
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be a lot. It's going to taste fantastic because it's going to be so fresh. But I mean, like he's also like the language barrier is going to be so tough.
And Andy's mad at you. So
well,
he's,
yeah,
you know,
he's got to
like,
house you for a
yeah.
year. He doesn't know you. He might
Yeah.
think you're a psychopath or something, you know? You're this white guy trying to invade his land again.
Again.
Again, right?
Again.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
he's probably not stoked to have you.
You're a white dude, you go in, you're all, this is immediately mine now. Sorry.
And he's just like, "Argh."
if my ancestors have taught me anything,
Well,
is
and
that
like-
this igloo is mine.
Well, and like, what if he actually like tries to kiss you, but
Right.
it's like an Eskimo kiss? So
right.
it's,
no,
like
it's
you
not
like
even-
touch noses.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
I-
kind of cute.
Yeah.
And then as a white guy, I
Yeah.
start taking his culture. I start dressing like him. And I'm
Yeah.
like, thank you. This is mine now. Igloo's mine. I can answer all questions about igloos
Yeah.
because I
I
built
know
this
all
myself.
about
Well, and the
them.
worst thing
Yeah.
is like he would probably teach you how to stay alive in case something were
Right,
to
yeah.
happen. So
Yeah.
that's the worst. So he's giving you the blueprints to steal his culture again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I-
I think I was close. I think I was probably either $500,000 or I was
No.
$1 million.
Silk's literally was like, 100K. And I was like, what?
That's,
like,
that's
No.
a little low.
No,
that's
him-
a little
That's low.
Him and the
That's low.
Eskimo, he was the Eskimo bro.
he was
you know?
into it. He's all, yeah, I think I'd do that.
No,
Yeah.
they were Eskimo bros for sure. So I mean, that was a great hype. You always get your best hypotheticals and would you rather's while you're in the
Well,
car.
I've been told by Val, who we're going to get to a little bit later on, but she donated
She did.
Big ups to Val.
Yes.
either a single massage for an
Mhm.
hour or half off a couple's massage. for your raffle coming up at your grand opening of
Yes.
Sirens and Sage.
Ooh.
Sirens and Sage,
Sirens and
Elliot.
Sage.
Elliot said Sirens and something.
I said sirens and stuff.
Sirens and stuff.
So she told me, she's like, I love the podcast. I want more prompts. And what that is like a question that we leave up to the audience.
Okay.
So let's do our first prompt of the
Yes.
day. And you can call us at 559-403-0193 and leave your answering machine message answer there. The question is, you have to live with an Eskimo.
Yeah.
He's pissed that you're there. You have to do it for a year.
You don't understand each other.
You don't understand each
You
other.
hear him masturbate.
You
You,
hear
have
him?
to.
You hear him beat off,
Yeah.
take shits, and everything, but he'll never harm you.
Yeah.
And he'll feed you,
Yeah.
but you can't leave. You have to stay
You're
in the vicinity.
stuck in this
You're
igloo.
stuck within like the igloo and then like the surrounding area.
What's the cheapest amount of money
Yeah.
that you would have to get paid to do that for a calendar year? So let's
And
get
it's
to
gonna
our
be cold too.
yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
even thinking about the
Actually,
cold.
igloos are very well insulated.
No,
Like,
I
it's
mean, but
very
just, like,
warm in igloos.
outside. Like you're living in like
Right.
the snow cold.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that's got to be tough.
But you have someone to snuggle with.
That's true. You got body warmth,
You do.
and
So-
I'm sure he's a very giving guy.
Elliot,
Yes.
let's move on to our hump to hump.
Hump to hump.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
I feel like you always have just like the craziest of weeks.
I know. You're
Granted-
like, there's
Granted, my
always
week this past
something.
week has been insane, but
Okay, so it was 2 weeks ago, like the week that you hosted. Even the week after, to a certain degree, was fucking crazy. It was one of the craziest, busiest weeks that I've had in a long, long time. So I told myself that this week, you need somewhat of a breather. You
Mhm.
need to just like chill out. And there's a lot of things that I want to do. I want to clean my room, clean my car, do all this stuff. But I've just been so at it, right? That I'm kind of like, dude, you gotta kind of rest a little bit. So this week has actually been kind of chill, but I was like, okay, well, what are things that I could do to still be productive, right? So one of the things was I was setting up internet at one of our flip houses because we need internet for the doorbell, the thermostat, and the solar to register,
Mhm.
and we don't have internet there. Nothing is operational. So I actually upgraded our internet mesh network and took our old one over there to get everything signed up. And it was a pain in the ass. It took me like a full day. That's why I had to buy those speakers, because the new pro internet from Google, the mesh network is what we use, doesn't have speakers like the old one. So I had to go get Google speakers. Like, this is how they do it. So I'm spending money, doing all this. But I was so proud of myself when it was done. I sent a group video. And I was like, not a single one of those motherfuckers, including Dirty Mike, shout out Dirty Mike,
we love him.
said, man, Drew, that's good. And then I had to remind myself, like, Dirty Mike's like an electrician, like a general contractor. Like, this
He's
is not
like,
impressive.
What are you doing? Yeah.
This is not impressive to him. But at least from Sarah, like, you know, and I told her, I was like, Sarah, you know what? Just a attaboy once in a while, you know?
Attaboy. If
Like,
Sarah
just an attaboy.
attaboyed you,
Attaboy.
Atta babe, hit
And
the
like
shower.
slap my ass.
Yeah,
Like,
there you go.
maybe something like that. It would go a long way. Just to know that I'm somewhat appreciated
but do you atta girl her?
all the time.
Atta babe.
And I'm like,
Yeah, hum
damn,
babe.
Atta babe.
damn, like,
Hum babe.
damn, you hot. Let me grab your boobs. And she's like, leave me alone. And
But
I'm
do you
like,
ever say like,
And then she does
babe,
like a
you're so
spinning boob hit
beautiful?
with you. Like,
all the time.
You tell her like you're so stunning, gorgeous
Yes.
queen. Like
all the time.
I would worship the ground you walk on.
I tell her that she's
you are such
beautiful.
a simp.
I tell her that she's beautiful all the time. I tell her that she looks so pretty all the time.
You know what? I
Like,
was
do
really
that.
mad at Silks yesterday, and let me tell you why.
Why?
Why?
Because I walked in the door and I expected him to fall to his knees because my hair is so cool,
It is cool.
and he didn't. He like just didn't fall to his knees.
That's a cool gradient.
It's so effing cool.
Like-
I look like the shit right now. Like I have never been cooler.
Which you can bet on here on the Do Over podcast.
She just walked in and goes, I'm afraid I'm the coolest person here today.
I'm sorry. I hate to be that person, but
So I thought you were going to go
am.
blonde.
I
that's what-
can't. Oh my god! Let me show you my because I had to bleach up here,
Yeah.
right?
Next, Lady Jams is going blonde. And
Well,
I'm
so
stoked.
my natural hair.
Life's good.
My natural hair
Life's
is
awesome.
really, really light. So when we first started with the bleach, look how white my hair turned.
oh my God.
I saw that.
It's
Well, I thought
white.
oh, she's going blonde because typically you have to get
That's
that
what I thought,
light
too.
Yeah,
that way to do it.
that's gonna happen someday, and y'all better beware. I'm gonna be the most insufferable bitch
Because you have
Insufferable.
blonde hair.
because I'm blonde and cool.
Ah.
But right now I'm really cool. So this morning I'm like,
But are you blonde and funny?
You know what's like, you know what's so cool though? telling everyone that you are cool.
That makes me cool.
That makes me so cool.
And this morning when I was leaving, I was like, so do you like my makeup like with my hair? And he was all, yeah, I like it. And I'm like, okay,
Your
but
voice
like,
got high.
yeah, I'm like, but you don't love it. I can tell. You didn't drop to your knees. And he just sat there like this. He was like,
Like he doesn't know what's wrong.
oh yeah. He's like,
oh, my knee.
I'm like, next time, like when I walk in the door when I get home later, knees on the ground.
Oh, you want him to worship you?
To literally like,
I am going to say that I am surprised that you even got him to do ooh woo. Like,
No, I feel like ooh-woo's pretty light.
well, no, I mean,
Now,
like,
if he
but
was like,
Silks-
if he snuck a kitten in there, then it'd be like, that's asking
Silks
a lot.
comes off as a guy that, like, if you tell him to do something, he just won't do it just because.
no, you're right, 100%
Right.
correct.
So the fact that you were like,
I feel like
you
Put
need
your
a more
back into
convincing
it.
ooh
Silks is a
woo.
good sport about joining in the fun, though.
But I've had to like train him a little bit because there was once a day where he'd be like, I'm not doing that.
Why do you sound like Mitch McConnell?
Stop. Dash my pants. And I'm like, fool, you're actually so funny. Like, own it. And he's like, oh my God, okay. You know, so I had to like stroke his ego.
Oh, that was a
Good save.
Good save.
And
I had to stroke his ego.
That's what
So,
you call it, huh?
all
Yeah.
this just to say, maybe you need to stroke Sarah's ego.
Oh. Sarah knows that I worship the fucking ground she walks on. She's aware of this.
Maybe you got to toughen up a bit. Maybe you got to not make
I
a
just
sound.
think that, you know what, if I put in some effort, you know, maybe just a good job. Or just like, you know what, you're a good dad. Or just, you know what, I love you.
She
You know?
starts doing.
I love
She
you.
starts doing the towel whip thing on you. Hey, good job, kid.
Anyways, so there's
I think he'd like that in a weird way.
all that shit.
Babe.
You're objectifying me.
Stop.
So all that shit I was dealing with, right?
Mhm.
Well, we've had a leak in
In the group chat, we're cooked, fam.
So yeah, somewhere in the wall next to my shower.
Yeah.
I noticed this maybe a few months ago. Like I noticed a stain and I was like, oh, you know,
It's fine.
I dropped something on
Yeah.
it, whatever, like on the baseboard, right? I'm like, I
Is it
dropped
like
coffee.
red?
No, it's like a yellow, but that's why I thought it was like coffee.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
got his coffee, no big deal. Then it got a little bit bigger. I was like, is the cat fucking peeing on the
Yeah.
thing? And I smelled, I was like, oh, there's no pee. Literally didn't think anything of it. And 3 months later, the whole fucking baseboard is just like waterlogged. And I was like, okay, I think we need to like do something about this. So
Yeah.
finally we got this guy to come out and we called insurance, home insurance warranty. Guy comes out and you know, I have 4 dogs, 2 big Great Danes, a Cocker Spaniel, and like a Pit Terrier. And they're not mean at all, but whenever
Mhm.
anyone comes, they're like, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
they like bark and stuff. He is deathly afraid of dogs.
Oh no.
So when he shows up, he is at the end of our driveway like this. Like,
well, because Goose and Poppy are huge.
well, behind a closed door. So I put the dogs outside.
Oh, okay.
I put the other 2 small ones in their crates. He comes in and he's explaining to me, he's like, yeah, you know, I'm going to have to cut this hole open here, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, all right, do whatever. He comes in with the hammer and goes, douche, 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 like busts a hole in it. And he's like, yeah, this is all plaster. When he calls someone else, I was like, all right. So before he left, I was like, hey, look, I can tell you're a little bit afraid of dogs. Just meet one of the big ones. They're
Mhm.
not mean.
Yeah.
They've never bit anyone.
Yeah.
They're not going to bite you. They're sweet. They are the sweetest animals you've ever met. All they're going to do is sniff you to death, if anything. So I bring out Poppy,
Mhm.
and Poppy is like, if I would have to say, like, compare her to like a human trait, she is the girlfriend that would crawl in your skin if you let her.
Yeah.
Like that's what Poppy is
Mhm.
just constantly needing your attention,
Constant
Ne-
affection.
needs
Mhm.
constant affection to an annoying degree. So she gets out and he's sitting there and I can tell he's like
He tenses up big time.
big time because he must have had some like trauma when he was
Yeah.
younger.
Sure.
And I'm like, I have her sit down. I'm like, look, just pet her, man. Just pet her. He's like, like freaking out. I'm like, okay. And I just put her in a room and he's all, thank you for that. She's beautiful.
Yeah. As he's,
yeah.
Thank you for that.
there's claw marks into
Yeah.
the chair because he was holding it
He was
so hard.
freaking
Yeah.
the fuck out. So anyways, he leaves. 2 days later, this guy comes and he like opens up the whole wall, finds a pipe. I don't even know if he replaces it, but he has to put the cutout back up, and he's like, 2 days from now, someone's going to call you. They're going to fix this, retap the shower, and then they're going to cover the drywall. You'll be set. I was like, okay. So he leaves. And he's all, while it's tapped, you cannot use that shower. Meaning I have to use my wife's. She's refusing to let me use her shower.
So you haven't showered.
No. I washed my hair in the sink this morning because this was yesterday.
Okay.
So this morning, I was like, Sarah, I'm going to be there like 6:45.
Yeah.
I need to shower and shave and get ready. She's like, no, you're not. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, you're going to wake us up. No,
You're gonna be
that's not
stinky.
going to happen. I'm like, Sarah, I have to clean my body. No, not in my
Maybe-
shower. You don't.
Maybe
I
she
love
wants like
her.
that man musk.
I do
no.
like a little
Yeah.
man stink.
Ew.
I do. Like if you stink like a little bit, big
That
fan.
just means you're working hard.
Big fan of that.
Yeah, that pit
Dude.
stank.
Yep.
I'm like, Sarah, stop being so fucking weird. Let me use your shower to clean myself. And she is so like, obviously she'll let me use it, but she is
She's not happy about it.
She's not happy about it. And she's so like, it's weird because some of the things I look at me and then I look at her and I'm like, how did you end up with me? Like,
Yeah.
I have all the fucking tattoos. You think I'm dirty as shit. Like, no matter what, like I could just get out of the shower.
You know what
she
it
still
is?
thinks I'm dirty.
Yeah.
She's into architect, right? Architecture.
She's,
correct?
well, her family. is
Right,
her-
right.
Yeah.
You know what she sees you
What?
as a project,
Maybe.
She's all I can fix.
a constant
Yeah.
fixer upper.
Yeah.
She does take credit for all of my success that I've had. And I'm like, Sarah, I also did it. She's like, yeah, but you did it because of me. So, and I'm like, okay. All right,
Yeah, but-
psycho.
But who lifts you up? Me.
I will give
Therefore,
I will give Sarah credit. Without her involvement, I have no idea where I'd be
Mm-hmm.
because I really didn't have a lot of drive. I didn't really have the confidence is the wrong word, but I didn't really have a belief in myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up telling myself, like, if I want to end up with this woman and have kids and do all this, like, I have to,
you got to lock in.
I have to do something. And a lot of my success has been attributed to my constant pursuit of my wife. So I'll give her credit on that. I still did the fucking work.
Okay, but she has the boobs.
Yeah, I know. She has.
So
yeah.
therefore, she's the winner here, and
Yeah.
you should thank her for bringing you to where you are today.
Oh, I'll thank her tonight.
Yeah, I really.
Paul. I'm on
Mr. Hyatt.
I'm on a podcast right now, Paul.
Paul,
Why you call me in the middle of my podcast?
I don't know you're doing a podcast. I'm just at work.
Oh, we don't know we're doing a podcast. Thanks for the support, Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Paul. I'm going to send you a link, Paul, so you can watch live, Paul.
Paul.
Love you guys.
All right, love you, bye. There's Paul, everybody.
There we go. I haven't been able to get the sounders in today.
Yeah, it's all right.
No, it's not.
So I'm done. What you been up to this
what do you-
week?
Well,
What
I
have you been
haven't
doing?
seen you guys in 2 weeks.
Huh?
I haven't
No,
s-
you haven't.
I haven't seen
How
you
was
guys
the wedding? Yeah, how'd it
Okay,
go?
so let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
So I start on my first bridesmaid, okay, who's also a client of mine. So big fan of hers.
Oh, I
love,
thought you
love,
were
love.
ordaining it.
No, not that
Oh.
one.
No, she was working it.
I was
man.
I
See,
was
I thought,
doing like
I
the
thought you were
bridesmaids.
ordaining the wedding, and I was like, I want to be doing that.
No,
Why
my-
do people
no,
not ask me to do it?
That's
I'm
in
super
like 3
professional.
weeks. That one's in 3 weeks. That's my super cutesy gay one that I'm doing.
Okay. But anyway, so you were
so
working.
I'm working the wedding, right?
Yes.
I do my first bridesmaid. She's so super cutesy. All of a sudden, I am going to shit my pants. Okay.
That
This
over-under's
is-
looking good.
No. So this is the 7 days ago that this was my last ordeal. Okay.
This is your last poop.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm working and I'm like, oh no. We are in a small bridal suite. Literally. I'm like, we're in a small bridal suite. What am I going to do? Mind you, I'm also in Sanger. I don't have any of my
Has the cold sweat hit you
Yes.
yet? Okay.
And
yeah.
then-
that's when you know you're in for a
and
disaster.
then, and then I was worried that I was getting the stomach flu because one of my clients earlier in that week had come in straight after like having a vomit attack and then
Ooh.
claiming it was food poisoning, but you never know.
You really, yeah.
You
no.
know, so I was like, "Oh no, she got me sick," and now,
Yeah.
and like I just started working, like, and she, like I have like 6 people and a bride. I have to get them done. What am I supposed to do? Like they're getting married.
Well, that and you don't want to use the restroom in
No.
case one of the girlies goes in.
I
and
was
just
so scared.
catches just a.
Yeah, no, I was terrified. So I'm like, "Oh, I'll be right back. Like I gotta go potty." the bride, who is one of my clients, obviously, she's all, oh, IBS attack. And I'm like, is it written all over my face? Like, how do you know? But yeah, so I'm in there. I'm texting my friend that's going to meet me there. And I'm like, hey, like, I'm having an emergency. I'm in Sanger right now, obviously, like where you're going to meet me. Like, I need Pepto.
Oh, Pepto?
I need it now.
That's the play for you? Is Pepto?
What are you chugging it or are you doing tabs?
I'm doing the tablets.
Yeah.
I can't chug it.
Trust me, I keep a couple of tabs
Yeah.
in my car because you just never know.
Well, so then I text her and I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm in Sanger, you're in Fresno, like, I'll DoorDash it. So I text the bride and I'm like, hey, do you need anything? I'm going to do a DoorDash thing for Pepto. She's like, oh my gosh, we have them here. I took 5.
Okay. That's honestly though, that's a realistic response.
Took 5. I felt much better, but now is my problem. 7 days later, I'm still like
It's still plugged.
plugged up. So
Why don't you just take like a hard laxative or something just to get
I've
it going?
done
Have
this
you tried
before.
drinking prune juice?
No,
There you go.
but here's
Natural
my thing.
remedies,
I've been-
holistic medicine.
So I've been, on this stupid ass diet.
Mhm.
This is also a protein coffee. Do you want to try it? It's okay. It's not as
It's
good.
kind of watered down now.
Yeah.
It tastes like you're drinking
Milk.
like peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
It's like thick.
So in my little personal part of the diet, I'm trying really hard not to like drink soda
Mm-hmm.
because I love soda. I
Yeah.
will like fuck up a liter of Dr. Pepper.
Liter of cola.
Yeah. But that is what helps me go is Dr. Pepper.
Really? Well,
So-
if it's for health, you have
Well, why not
clearance
do
to do it.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
I don't think it
Because I don't
works
think
the
it'll work the same. And know what it
Mm.
is? It's the
Probably
prune
It's
juice.
the prune juice. It's
Why don't you just drink prune juice?
because that's disgusting.
Yeah, but you just need to drink
just-
like a half a glass
At this
of
point,
it.
it's like medicine.
My
you know?
doctor, so this has obviously been a problem for many, many years of mine. So one time my mom had to give me an enema because it was that bad, poor thing. But we were at the doctor and she told me to heat up a cup of prune juice.
Heat it up.
So imagine drinking warm prune juice.
Yeah, no, that's gross.
Or I can do a couple cans of Dr. Pepper.
I would rather
one's
do the
it gonna
Dr. Pepper
be?
for
Prune
sure.
juice with a Dr. Pepper chaser. There you go.
I wonder if
That's from
that might
Dizzy.
not-
That's from Dizzle Hack.
that actually might not be a bad idea. So that happened. Since then, I have just been planning my super duper grand opening.
Which we're going to talk about a little bit later on.
Okay.
Okay.
I also got my hair done and I look so freaking cool.
I love your hair.
Do you think I look so cool?
I think you're ready to
It's,
promote your business for sure.
Right? Well,
Yeah.
because subtle plug, most of my clients have this kind of hair, like very colorful.
That's kind of what you specialize
Yeah.
in.
I work with
Specialize in the cooler.
I do, and I work with like a lot of sex workers who don't have a dress code, and like
I told you that in confidence.
I'm all Elliot included. So now I just feel like I fit in a little more. I feel like I'm really cool.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
How many times can I
I'm with-
say that?
Like, how many times can you remind us that, like, you're cool? That's the
Right.
question.
I'm with the it crowd. You
And
know?
what's even cooler is we'll talk about that more when we get to my grand opening, but 2 doors down, 2 of my friends moved in, and the hairstylist at Colored by Katya is
Katya.
who did my hair. And Katya has met Katya. The
So
drag
the
queen.
Katyas have met.
The Katyas have met.
There's multiple Katyas?
There's a Katya that's a drag queen that Elliot's a fan of. Mhm.
Well,
okay.
I just think their show is very funny. I think it is very funny.
Yeah, she told me that she met her in Modesto
Of all places.
at
Okay.
like
Right.
a drag race, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to tell Elliot.
Wait.
Yeah.
Met a drag queen at a drag race
Or I'm sorry, at like a drag queen show.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was like,
Yeah.
come on.
They
That
should-
would be great if
That
it was
would be
drag night at the
great.
drag
Yeah.
racing squad.
and then
It
it's
was
them
a bunch-
just running down
Yeah.
the track in heels.
Yeah.
Like that's drag racing
Yeah.
right there.
Elliot, go ahead and give us what you've been up to, and then we're going to have to take a break because I
Yeah.
need to turn this off to let it cool down.
Well, we've gotten everywhere and nowhere in this podcast.
I know.
We're
I
just
know.
getting to hump to hump, and it's 2.5 hours.
Oh my god.
We're a mess. This week's been all over the place, man. Worked a ton this past weekend, and then I think it was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday afternoon. I go to GB3 because I've started fasting again. So I eat from 12 to 8. And I've already noticed that it works, but I hate it because I'm so hungry all the damn time. But I go to the gym, have a great little chest workout. I'm doing the whole like feeling myself, bam, 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 bam. And I get to my car and I notice new paint on it, and it's white. And the car next to me is not white; it's red. So the car before that must have hit my car
and ran.
Yeah, again.
Right. So I go and I'm like, dude, of course, right? So I go back into GB3 and I'm like, hey, somebody sideswiped me, and they're like, oh, are you the Tesla? I was like, damn, they really going after people. I was like, no, I'm Black Jaguar. It's like, oh, a blue Hyundai hit a Tesla. They actually left their info. I was like, well, did a white car leave their info? No. I was like, well, hey, do you got security footage? And they're like, yeah, we can go check. Where I parked, of course, doesn't link up.
You can't see it.
So I'm like, okay, I'm in detective mode. I'm like, I'll go to Hummus Republic, which if you've never been, some of the best Greek food in town.
Oh,
it
really?
is insanely good. It's like a Chipotle style. You can either do like a wrap, a pita, or like a bowl.
Oh, no shit.
That sounds delicious.
It's expensive, but the food is so fresh,
Right.
and you're going to have leftovers. So think of it as like $9 a portion. But I go over there and I'm like, hey, is there a manager I can look at the stuff? My car got sideswiped, and I showed them a picture of it, and they were like, oh, they just left. Okay, well, can I leave my information and see if I can get the footage from you? Yeah, for sure. Haven't heard back from them. But then I go to the artistry, and the artistry is like, you're in luck. We have footage, and you're just on like the edge of it. But the way the footage was set is that you can see it, but you can't really see it. So you can't see if and when they kind of hit me. And so I'm
Right.
like, it's just too weird. I can't get it. So I've been trying to get the Hummus Republic one because I think it's closer and it'll be more clear. But I've just been like, this is so fitting,
Right.
you know,
what are
because
you gonna do if you find them?
I'll file a report and be like, hey,
I'll have words.
well, no,
Oh, yeah.
well, no, I can
Show
show
my country, we take responsibility
well,
when
no,
we.
well, I can show my
It's like,
insur-
do you
I
have a
can-
gun?
I can show my insurance, and then they can be like, oh yeah, you
Yeah,
were hit,
yeah.
right?
yeah.
But it rained, and then thankfully it looked worse than it was. So there's no like damage to my car. There's just kind of like a scuff now.
Mhm.
Right.
But it's just like, of course, somebody scraped my car at the tailgate like half a year ago. Somebody does it here right before I'm about to go out of town. So it just sounds like more work I have to do. And it's just very fitting. So that was Monday.
So that was the start of my week.
That was the start of my week. And then Tuesday, I dropped my car off to get the brake pads fixed. And so I don't have a car. We have a great taps and takes, which great footage, and it's available now. You can find it on all of the platforms. And then Wednesday, bright and early, we hit the road. Me and Lady Jams go to San Jose for 2 days, Sharks game. We visit Santa Cruz. You know, she's never been to a hockey game, and she's never been to San Jose. So 2 birds, 1 stone. I love San Jose. I think it's the most underappreciated city next to Fresno in California. Nobody talks about it.
I talk about San Jose.
You don't talk.
It's a nice
I don't
place.
even know if
It's
I've
not like
been.
we like
People don't-
talk about
People
it.
don't
but-
talk
Yeah.
about San Jose. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got a beautiful downtown. It's got a ton of stuff to do with like hiking. It's 30 minutes away from Santa Cruz. It's 30 minutes away from San Francisco or Oakland, and it's 2 hours from Fresno. So the drive's easy. It's beautiful. The weather's great. And we're getting there Wednesday night, and we're like looking for stuff to do. And we're like, damn, it sucks. We're going to miss Survivor. So Lady Jams finds a bar in San Francisco called Last Rites that every Wednesday does a watch party. So all their TV screens and their projector screens are Survivor. The inside is themed like a jungle plane crash.
Right.
So like you go in and there's all these like tropical drinks, there's vines. The door is actually like a plane door. The bar seats are like airplane seats.
Oh, that's pretty cool,
Yeah.
actually.
And so we're watching it, and I was just thinking to myself, Fresno doesn't do this.
No.
And that's my biggest gripe.
So what? We're going to do it at Grog's, right?
I think
Royce, did you hear that? You hear that, Royce?
Royce. The Royster.
Royce.
And look, it does. We don't have to do this season because we're already halfway through it.
Right.
But season 49 and on, we should.
We should.
And then you can do like cocktails specifically for that night. You could do like hidden immunity shooters or torch snuffers or just, make up fancy shooters or drinks for that night. But I was like, Monday Night Football, basketball games, sports, you're always going to have those nights. Hey, come in for Monday Night Football, Sunday night, come get a bucket of beer.
Come get a bucket of beer.
A bucket of beer.
You're
is
sounding more and
crazy.
more alcoholic as
But
the
you
days
get
go
what
on.
I mean with like promotional stuff
Right,
for
yeah.
coming into a bar. Where are the bars that'll do like Bachelor Monday night or Bachelorette Tuesday night, Survivor Wednesdays, Where do we need more of that going on?
I'm down. Okay, so she's not.
Like,
I'm
okay, Jess,
super down.
If there was a bar
Yeah.
that Thursdays would show episodes of Love is Blind, the new season, you wouldn't be down to go and watch it as
I
like a
would
live
do
watch
that.
party?
Survivor just is stupid to me.
Survivor with a crowd, with an audience is
Drinking, you probably have a blast.
is so
I don't
electric
know.
because like you're
It's
watching
electric.
you are because you're watching people like the challenges. You're watching how people watch and like appreciate other people's style of play. And so like when the votes get done, everybody's like, it was so much fun. So I mean, I think we need bars here in Fresno to host like
That's
reality
to
TV
say-
show nights.
Elliot is doing the soft pitch right now for us to do Survivor Watch Party at Grog's
Every week.
next season.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, be
And then,
out
like,
there.
you have
and I
raffle-
like it.
and you have-
Jess is going to be there.
I'm
and she's going to
not.
have to be there.
You have raffles in between. You can do trivia for people to win like grog shirts or like the leftover beer
I'm
shirts
like
or bar
a
shirts.
working girl.
Yeah, we
Can't
all
wait
are.
for you to
I
be
work-
a bar night.
I'm not gonna
Jess,
be able to make
yes,
it.
you're going.
Jess, I have
I'm
3
not.
jobs at this point. All
Yeah.
right, like
I
don't
know.
talk to me about
Yeah.
being busy anymore
I
because
know.
I'm busy now.
I-
I'm busy now,
I know.
and I have people hitting my cars.
Do you know who you're talking to
Yeah,
about
I'm the
cars?
Coolest in the room. All right, everyone, calm the fuck down.
Yeah, but your car's kind of like hittable.
This
It
is what
is
we're going to
hittable,
wait,
you're
wait. Everyone, calm down. We're going to take a
You need to
break.
calm down.
Okay, we're going to take a break.
This camera needs to calm down.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn the camera off for a second.
This is the
'cause we need
longest
to calm
podcast
down.
we've gone nowhere.
We've gone places.
We're going places.
We're going
I'm
places.
hungry.
We'll be right back.
All right. We're gonna take a little break. Hang out with us. We'll be back. I gotta let the camera cool down. All right, it's here. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's about to get hot in the Central Valley. So how are we gonna survive? Well, I got some steps for you. 1, tan. You don't want to look pasty. 2, make sure you wear lighter clothes. And 3, make sure you have comfortable feet. Let them doggies breathe. So that means you have to go to Brown Shoe Fit Co. in downtown Visalia, right in the corner of Main and Locust, and ask for Josh. He's gonna sit you down. He's gonna give you that customer service that you cannot get ordering things on a phone, and know your budget, know your needs, and get you the exact right thing. Josh knew I had really bad foot pain. He got me some Hokas, and no joke, my foot pain's gone. Brown Shoe Fit Co. is a big time supporter of the Do Over podcast, so we support them, and you should as well. Again, downtown Visalia, tell them that the Do Over sent you.
Yeah, hang on. And
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
boom.
All right.
We can not afford a Switch too.
Thumpin' Hot. Hi, Drew. What's up, Thumpin' Hot? I don't know who Thumpin' Hot is.
It's the
That's Cody.
Coaster.
What's up, Codester? Oh, it's
Coaster.
the Coaster.
It's the Coaster. Drew, so we have some news stories you wanted to get to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Two of them are kind of intertwined in a sense.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to be able to afford anything in the given months.
No.
And Switch 2 actually this morning is actually pausing their pre-order sales in the United States because they're trying to figure out with all the tariffs going on
Yeah.
what the prices are going to be. So we're cooked, fam.
Yeah. But
That Switch went from $450 to $650 real fast.
all right, I'll come to our daily dose after this. There's just a couple of stories that I want to go over.
Mhm.
One of which I was just reading about a second ago. Tariffs. So the economic fallout of what's going to happen.
The market is plummeting right now.
We are not the outlet in which you find political talk,
No.
economic policy talk. We don't do that. Long and short of it is no one knows what the fallout of these sweeping tariffs are going to be. There's a lot of eyebrows raised about the countries that have kind of dodged said tariffs.
Mhm.
And what's going to happen when the renegotiation of trade is, because all of this is a tool to put pressures on other countries to be more independent militarily speaking, because we support a lot of countries like that, and to shore up the trade. That is the thought. Now, what happens as a result of these tariffs is definitely going to cost Americans tons of fucking money.
Yes.
Like tons of money. And I knew exactly what the play was going to be. These go up, but the interest rates go down. So you make money cheaper. So more people buy homes, more people buy cars because the interest rates go down. But the Fed is not doing anything with rates because it's independent. And our current president went to Truth Social to say, hey, it's a good time to lower those rates because there's going to be a huge fucking disaster if we don't. And I almost guarantee you we'll have a repeat of the real estate market 2021 and 2022, 2020 and 2021, which, yeah, a person like me will capitalize on. But the adverse effect of that is a complete pendulum swing to where it really slows everything down.
Mhm.
So no one really knows what's going to happen right now
Yeah,
as far as the tariffs are concerned.
And a lot of countries are now, and a lot of countries you didn't think would unify against us with the tariffs are unifying. And it feels like we are, I don't want to get political, but it feels like there's a sense of alienation happening.
Definitely does.
And that's typically never a good sign with anything in life when you try to alienate.
Right.
We aren't your outlet for that.
No, the process of doing this is not being done in a graceful way or in like a pre-negotiation way. It's done in a very abrupt way. And whatever the fallout is, whatever. So we'll keep you up to date on that. However, when it comes to the Switch 2, though, those prices aren't because of tariffs. And tariffs don't affect digital goods. So we'll talk more about this in detail when it comes to let's say the taps and takes. The next episode we'll really get deep into it. Switch 2 was announced, Switch 2 was announced, $450, which isn't as crazy as I thought.
We actually kind of guessed that with Colleen last week.
Yeah,
So
those would be probably around there.
$500 with Mario Kart World.
Yeah. The games, though, even the digital games, are a little bit expensive. So without getting too far into it, because this is a nerd news topic, but there has been kind of a standardized pricing on video games for a while. That standardized pricing being like about $60, right?
It was $60 for a lot of Nintendo games, $70 for your PlayStation, your Xbox, right? Which still feels like a lot, but
yeah,
$70 felt like the last. Can't go higher than that.
And like, listen,
and Nintendo said, "Oh, yes, we can."
I understand that AAA development, game development, everything is rising in cost, and it costs more to make.
Everything's getting more expensive.
You can't sit on the $50 price only for the rest of our lives because that doesn't make.
Would have been chill.
It would have been chill, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. I get that, and we've been on record saying like I would pay $100 for a full experience in a game. I would, as long as it's a complete game. The way that Nintendo is addressing its pricing, because they did this big Switch Direct, announced the Switch and all these games and nowhere to be found was a price, not of the console, not of the games. And that's because when you look at the pricing of the games, they're all $80, $90 for physical versions of the game. And you're not even guaranteed that that game is fully on that disc. They have basically active DRM, which is, to explain, DRM verifies that you are the owner of the game and allows you to play it. So it's like a key card. You put it in, it ties in with online. There's a chat button on it that won't work unless you are subscribed to online. They have like a little, like a packing game is what they call it, a packing game, which comes with the Switch that will like let you know all the new things. That's paid. If you don't pay for it, you don't get it. Like they're getting very aggressive with everything pays. And I think that this is a response to, you know, Nintendo's very protective over their IPs. They're very protected over their hardware. Like if you do anything that they don't, you know, approve of in any way, and they're very, very, very passionate about this, I think they're trying to assume that people are going to be either stealing, pirating, or doing something with these consoles. So they're trying to get as much money as possible. But it's going to make it less affordable for a lot of people.
Yeah.
With all that being said, we'll cover that in further detail later on. But I will say that you piss enough people off on the internet, they'll find a way to crack your shit immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And that is the first thing. They're going to find a way to crack the shit out of the Switch 2 immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because everyone's fucking mad about it, big mad. But here's the story that I really wanted to talk about.
Talk about it, man. Talk about it.
So Elon Musk,
Mhm.
love him or hate him. Okay. Tesla, you can think they're shit cars. You can think they're great cars. I drive one because I don't want to pay for gas. Okay. And I have a good solar array, so I don't need to pay for my car to move around. I'm a real estate agent. So I
Constantly on the go.
constantly on the go.
We call him Drew on the go Hyatt for a reason.
Boom. And you know what? It's actually saved me quite a bit of money. Saved me a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. His antics publicly lately has
Been a little all over the place.
a little all over the place. Pissed off a lot of people. So Teslas now are getting targeted. Tesla dealerships are getting targeted.
Actually, the one by our place had protesters out there the other week.
It's a thing, dude. And right now, there's a lot of eyes on Elon Musk. Well, this
Mhm.
story, at least in the mainstream, because it doesn't matter to people on the mainstream, but when it comes to people on the internet, it does matter. He went on Joe Rogan talking about how he used to be one of the world's greatest Quake players, which is a first-person shooter. Then he talks about how he's one of the top Diablo players.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Talked about how he was a great Path of Exile player.
Yeah,
That
Path of
he's
Exile 2.
One of the best, right? One of the best. So, is her mic on?
Yeah, I'm right
Okay.
here.
Yeah, she's here.
One of the best. And then there's all these clips of Joe Rogan and their fucking lackeys glazing the shit out of Elon Musk. Oh, you have to be an exceptional human being. One of his guests is like, I seriously think he's probably like an alien. You have to be exceptional to do this. Blah, 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 blah. He went live playing Diablo, and people watched it, and they're like, there's no way he's ever played this fucking game. Like, there's no way he's one of the best, because the way he's operating this game, there's no fucking way. Then he did it with Path of Exile, and people started noticing it and calling him out on it. They're like, dude, the way you're playing. So, and he was going around telling everyone, I'm top 20 in the world. Long story short, with the exception of time, streamer Asmongold, okay, who I'm not a huge fan of,
I'm not either.
but he calls him out on it. They have, he asked him directly, are you boosting your account? Are you having people play for you? And he admitted to it, said yes. After their chat goes public, and after he calls him out, Elon Musk goes and removes the Twitter check from his account like a little bitch. And no one's talking about the fact that this guy is such a fucking psycho loser that he literally lied about being the best at something when he was paying other people to do it. And no one who was glazing him for this topic is coming forward to be like, oh yeah, no, that fool was lying.
So have you seen, though, I think Elon's been ratioed the hardest on Twitter history because, and of all people, Assassin's Creed, another game that Ubisoft, a lot of people don't like. This last game, heard it was very good. They called him out when he was making fun or calling out somebody who called him out, and they were like, did your Path of Exile player type this for you as well? I believe it's over 700,000 likes.
Dude, it is so weird. Even Shane Gillis is like, this is the weirdest fuck. Like, you can't fucking lie. Like, what the fuck is the point? And it brings a bigger question. The question is all these people glazing the fuck out of this guy, like publicly, that don't have the balls to come back and be like, that fool was lying about that. Right?
Yeah.
Specifically Joe Rogan. Like, doesn't have the fucking balls to be like, yeah, that soundbite didn't age well because he was lying to us. Doesn't have the balls to call out, hey, motherfucker, this is the problem. The problem is that these people are playing fast and loose with our government, like them or hate them. And I will give concessions to the idea that, because again, I'm not a side picker. I give concessions that the idea of efficiency in government needs to be taken care of. There's a lot of leaky buckets of money falling where it doesn't belong.
Sure.
There's a lot of inactivity in government anywhere. Like these are problems that you need to shore up. We need to try to get out of debt or renegotiate our debt, which is, I think, the point of all these tariffs is to renegotiate our debt. All of these things, like, I get it. So this is a good thing, but the process, much like the tariffs, much like these cutting of jobs and dissolving of fucking departments just like that, losing funding for medical research and all these things,
A lot of jobs.
and just quickly doing it without any kind of proper like plan or oversight. These people playing fast and loose, but no one calling them on when maybe they're making an error. And it goes back to the pundits. It goes back to their buddies. It goes back to everyone that's sucking this guy's dick live on a fucking podcast that considers himself such a truth teller, but has no fucking balls to come out and be like, oh yeah, that fool was lying to us about this thing. And I know it seems minor, right? I know it seems minor, but it's a symptom of a bigger issue.
My thing is, if you're in a big place of power, the last thing, even if it's a minor one, the last thing I want to find out is that you were lying about something.
Right.
Because like a lot of us, when one person gets caught up with a lie, especially when they're in either politics or they're in a really high-powered job, what else have you lied about?
That's my point.
Exactly. Like, if you're somebody who's in charge of, maybe like you're a fire captain and you lied about how a fire got put out, what else are you lying about?
And
If you're in politics, if you're a governor, if you're the head of Doge, or if you're a president, it doesn't matter who, on what side. If you're caught lying, the people are going to think, what else are you not telling us?
And the fact that you dumped so much money into this election and got unrivaled access to all of our social security numbers, all of this sensitive information. You looked at Joe Rogan on his podcast and without hesitation looked at him in his eyes and you lied about something. I don't care if it's just a video game. The fact that you so confidently did that and got caught up being a fucking liar and no one is checking you on it is the biggest problem, period. And this is what I hate about how young men in particular and all these people are getting sucked in by these fucking bro masculinity first fucking podcast assholes, and they're all turning out to be fucking liars. They're all fucking paid off. They're all fucking grifters. They're all fucking broke and coming out with some fucking
Scandal.
Scandal or scam coin to get you fucking money.
Or worse,
Like,
they're caught talking to minors.
Dude, all these fucking people need to start having some integrity, specifically Joe Rogan, because that guy has one of the biggest platforms, period.
If not the biggest platform on the planet.
The biggest platform in the planet. And if it's minor, I don't care how minor it is. If you're caught up glazing the shit and talking to someone where other people are going to believe something that is a lie, especially someone that's wielding so much power as they are now, it is your job as a person with integrity to call them the fuck out.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it, you're just as bad as the other ones. That's all I'm saying. And again, I can't stress this enough. It's not me picking a political side. I'm saying, just like we said last week, integrity
and accountability.
It's
all we want.
It's what we want as Americans. If you fuck up or if you do something stupid and you get caught up on it, then admit to it.
Own up to it.
Own up to it. I respect that more than anything, and we're lacking that. With that, here's our second prompt of the Do Over podcast. What's something that you lied about and just kept on lying about and then got caught up on it? I got one. I'll start.
You got it? All right.
I got one.
Lead the way.
I've told this story before, but when I was like 9 or 10, I don't even know why I said it. I was like, oh yeah, I speak Spanish. My Aunt Maria taught me Spanish.
Well, you do have an Aunt Maria.
I do. I
Well,
did. She passed away, but
yeah.
Aunt Maria. Aunt Maria is my was the woman that came with the most delicious enchiladas you've ever met or had in your whole life, and she was the only person of color in our whole family. We were all white. But her and Victor, or he's in my son now, but half Mexican, but Maria was full Mexican, and I just don't know why I said it. I just said, oh yeah, I know how to speak Spanish. So my friends would be like, oh, how do you say that? And I would just be like, oh, like it wasn't,
yeah, exactly.
It wasn't nothing, right? So I'm moving to Oregon, right? And my parents let me stay with my friend for 2 weeks so I could go to Sonora before I left to Oregon. And as we're there, Brian, one of my friends at the time, was like, oh, how do you say this? And I'm saying whatever. We go to a class that night, and then they're talking about Spanish. And Brian goes, oh, Drew knows how to speak Spanish. So the teacher, the woman who was like, you know those kids that are in school and their parents are overly involved and they're all bitches? Like they're all horrible.
Mhm.
Like the overly involved mother that's just a fucking bitch.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You
I
can
get
tell.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you can speak Spanish? I'm like, yeah.
Mhm.
And she's like, how do you say blue? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. You know? And she goes on and asks me like several questions. She goes, oh, I think you need to study a little bit more. Like a bitch.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
any other parent that was like a normal person would realize like the situation.
Yeah.
Oh, this kid's going to get caught up. Let me just ease him out of this. But she made it a point to point it out in front of everyone.
She
Yeah.
made sure there was a crowd.
She made sure that everyone knew I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. And I was like, you know, yeah, that was a problem for me. Okay, granted, I should have never said it.
I'm also 8.
But, you know,
Yeah.
it's a fucking
Like-
problem for you. Like, you're a bitch. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you, bitch.
You got to think
Like,
though,
Yeah.
like those parents that are probably so involved with their kids' school, they probably don't have like an outlet to
Yeah.
be mean or get the one up on somebody. So they probably just like, oh, this is my
oh,
chance.
I'm going to get this kid.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
I can have a gotcha moment with an 8-year-old.
So,
Okay.
what's something that you lied about?
What I lied about.
You
I
got
have
one? You got, okay, Jess,
Okay.
you go.
Okay.
Well, and I don't even know if you can classify it as me like lying because I thought it was real in my defense.
Okay.
Okay. So when I was in 7th grade, I had to get like some nasty cells removed from my back. That I was in my mind genuinely thought I had cancer.
Right.
But it was pre-cancerous cells. I heard cancer
Right.
Mm.
and immediately I'm dying.
Right.
But in my head, I really thought that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm going to school and pretty much saying goodbye to my friends.
Ooh.
I'm like,
That is rough.
I'm like,
Yeah, that is
guys,
rough.
like I have cancer.
I got the terrible cancer. It's making me
Well,
die.
yeah. Well, and like my grandpa, the one that passed away in October, he didn't have a belly button. Like he had skin
feel like
cancer in
that's
his
an
belly
interesting
button. Yeah, and had it completely removed.
Right.
So like
So it was an
I
outie.
knew
It was then out.
it was.
It was an outie.
I knew that skin cancer was like in my family because
Right.
we're all super effing white. And so I'm like, oh, grandpapa, you know, like it like came down and I inherited it. and I remember my mom being like, calm down. You're fine. But I had gone in once, had some stuff removed, and then they called back and had to go back again. And that's the part that scared me.
Oh, okay. Like the follow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, guys, like soon enough, I will be dead. So I'm like, I'm so sorry. You know, like I love you all.
Were you
like,
writing-
Let me write you. my
Were you
letters.
writing letters of like what you wanted your friends to have? Like,
No.
oh, and I'll give my favorite bracelet to Michelle because it's made of shells and she's Michelle.
She grew up so fast. They grew up so fast. And so this was like all of junior high.
All of it
Yeah. And
for 2 years?
probably, yeah. And finally, like my freshman year of high school, I was like, I'm obviously fine. Like I'm not,
Right.
because I didn't really
did-
understand.
Did you at least like buzz cut your hair to make it look like you were going through?
No, this is the thing.
Shaved her head.
No,
Ah,
well, no.
I had
I
to do
didn't-
this.
I didn't understand that chemo was what took your hair. I thought if you have cancer, your hair starts to fall
Oh,
out.
it just starts to
yeah.
fall out.
So like
Yeah.
when you wash your hair and like hair.
Yeah.
Now that I've like gone to school and I've learned like we lose like hundreds of hairs a day.
I'm like, don't I know it, brother?
But like,
Look at this. Look at this.
but I
We
was
just gotta get you. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get the Twitch money to take you to Turkey.
Yeah. We're gonna go to Turkey.
But I would like run my hands through my hair in the shower and then I'd have like a grip of hair and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm losing my hair.
It's happening.
And so, then
It's happening.
So then I'd go to school and I'd be like, guys, my hair is like starting to fall out. Like, this is so scary for me. And then finally, I don't know what came to me. I had like an epiphany and I was like, I'm good. I haven't had to go back to the doctor. Like, I feel fine.
There
Like,
was never not once that you said like to your parents, like, I'm dying. And they're like, no, you're fine.
my mom was like, I remember like after the phone call that I had to go back, she was like, I'm really nervous to tell you this because I don't want you to freak out. Like, I don't want you to be nervous that we have to go back,
Yeah.
but we have to go back.
We have to go back.
And so I was like, and that's like all I got. But nothing ever came from that. And so to this day, however many years ago that was, to this day, I fear that karma is going to
Oh my
get
God.
me.
To this
That is
day,
so
there's probably
embarrassing.
like people from your middle school. They were like, "You remember the girl that?" had
They're all,
cancer?"
dude, she's so strong.
Oh my God. Yeah.
She was
She's
my
so resilient.
Yeah.
She was my inspiration.
Well-
when we have our middle school reunion in 20 years, I can't wait to tell her
Well, and
how much you meant to my life.
But what's like hard is like I did have like
Yeah.
nasty
Yeah.
stuff in my body.
Yeah.
I've had like 4 or 5 things like hacked off of me because they were all bad.
Right.
And so I'm only half lying.
But how embarrassing to get caught up on that.
But of course, your half lie happens to be with cancer.
No,
So-
how horrible.
I knew
worst
I knew
thing
someone
Horrible.
I knew someone that did have cancer,
Yeah.
but then went into remission,
Yeah.
but they were also a heroin addict, and
Yeah.
they just lied and told everyone that they still had cancer when they were shooting dope.
Oh,
So
I-
that's a
That's
fun
brutal.
story.
I know somebody, well, I don't know her, but I know of her that did lie. Like, oh, you know, I had cancer, da 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 da. And then like someone had like said something to her mom, like, oh, your daughter is like
Mhm.
so strong.
Mhm.
Like, and she was like, about what? Like, you
yeah,
know,
like what
and
are you talking about?
so I'm like, why didn't my friends then say like, wow, like to my they used to come over to my house was like the hangout
Well,
house.
it's probably, you know, it's
It's
probably,
like a sensitive topic.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like
not gonna
something
be
you
like,
bring up.
hey, almond mom, you're a tough cookie.
Like, but
Can we get, hang on, there's something I still haven't gotten over. You called him grandpapa?
Grandpapa.
But grandpapa.
Grandpapa.
not in real life.
But
not-
grandpapa, your belly button, it's out.
Your belly button.
It's oots.
your belly button is huge. But like so my cousin, the one that said tweeze, you know, you drinking the tweeze or whatever, his mom, she's had things like she gets cancer or skin cancer cells like on the reg. Like this
Right.
is something that's just like in my family.
Right.
So like I genuinely thought at the time, I'm on my deathbed.
Right.
But then I obviously wasn't. And now I fear that one day I will be on my deathbed because I was like into this. Like, because I was like, guys, like, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
woe is me.
No, that's a good one. Elliot, we're gonna end with you and then we gotta wrap it up.
That's probably. I don't know if I really have like a bad lie.
I
I've
got
told.
one. Don't worry, I'll do Elliot's. Is someone a size 8?
That one is bad. That one's.
We
but see-
caught you up at Browns. Shout out Browns.
No.
Shout out
okay,
Browns.
but to be fair, I never realized my true size.
Shout out
not-
Browns.
Shout out Browns.
Browns.
And I actually think if I were to do stand up, I'm going to add this story to it because it was so. I wasn't lying because that's always been the shoe size that fits me best.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But since we'll tell the stupid
Since we're here, just like telling everyone.
Yeah, so we go to Browns and we love them. We go and he's like, yeah, I do authentic foot measuring.
Yes, he has
So
like
it's
the
like-
old school.
He's got the
fucking
old
thing.
metal
It's
thing,
really
so
cool.
he can do the width, he can do the length, and he finds a perfect shoe for you, Browns in Visalia. Go and check them out. We
Main
love
and
them.
Locust, baby,
Mm-hmm.
right in the corner.
So we go and like, he's like, yeah, we're going to do it just for footage, right? And I'll never forget this because of how he said it. He measures mine, and naturally we do mine first because why not? And he says, I've never seen a foot like yours before.
and he's like, and I've seen feet,
And,
thousands and thousands
my
of feet.
job,
So many
my
feet.
job is feet, and I've never quite seen a foot like yours.
Imagine
Your
hearing
foot
that.
has the width, and this is how he did. He's like, your foot has the width of a 10 and the length of a 6.
I thought it was a 5.
You have. I thought it was a 5
thought it was a
too.
five.
Are you adding? Are you adding
no.
a
I swear,
size?
the boots I have are in fact a 6.
They're a 6.
They're a 6.
Oh my god!
And he got the pair that is wide length or like in width. So my feet can actually fit comfortably.
And a 6
and my-
wide.
Yes. No, it's like an 8 wide and it's a 6 length.
Is it true what they say though that
I
the
don't-
foot matches
The dong.
the dong?
I'm all width. I'm all girth.
I'm like, hold on. You know, if that was the case, then I would have like a foot-long dong. You know what I mean? And I just don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a foot-long dong, so I don't think so.
That's too much. I'm sorry.
Like, this is like, I was, to be fair, Elliot,
Yours wasn't nearly as bad as mine.
I was also living a lie because much like Elliot, I have a wide foot. And
Yeah.
the shoes that felt most comfortable to me were 13s.
Mm-hmm.
And my toe goes like right to the end with a little bit of space at the top. So I'm like, okay, I'm at like a 13, 12 and a half, 13, something like that. But I'm a 12 wide. That's my measurement is it needs to be a wide shoe. I'm a 12 in length wide.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm living a lie.
I didn't even know.
I'm a 12 now.
I didn't even know though. Like, and then for him, and he looked at me with such like when a
Sad
doctor,
puppy
like when a
eyes.
doctor tells you bad news is coming, you can see it on their face. And he had
Mhm.
that like, I don't want to be the guy to tell you this,
Yeah.
but he was like, I've never seen a foot like yours.
Mm-hmm.
Brutal.
Yeah, that is kind of brutal.
Only to follow it up with, your feet are so wide and short. They look like they're from The Hobbit.
Well, shout out, Browns.
Shout out,
Browns.
Hey,
Browns.
you know what? Here's a prompt for you. You can call us 559-403-0193, 559-403-0193. Leave us a message on your prompt. We have a couple, okay? The second prompt of the day, something that you lied about for a long period of time and then got caught up. Now, if it's a funny cheating story, fine. Okay, if it doesn't affect your life. But like things like this,
Mhm.
right? I don't want to hear infidelity stories. I want to think something that you just said stupid, like that one comedian from the league that said that his parents were in 9/11 and he
Oh,
just
yeah.
fucking said it for years and then they found out he was full of shit. And it's like there's certain things that you just don't lie about.
Was he was lying like for
Yeah.
real?
He said that his parents were in 9/11 and then they found out that that was a lie and he got fucking dusted for it.
That
Like
is
that guy
the
doesn't work.
craziest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a wild. I
Yeah.
mean, it's the one thing we never forget.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, also, I feel like I don't want people to give me any hate for my cancer story. I believed I had it. Okay.
Well, and like, look, you were a child.
I
And I
was
believed
also
I was a
12.
size
Yeah.
8.
Yeah. Like, look, a lot of these things just carry with you. But if we can talk about it anonymously. You don't need to tell us anything about your identity when you call in. But again, 559-403-0193. With the respective time, because we had multiple guests, next week we will be guestless.
And
So-
I'm hosting.
Yes, and you're
bitches.
hosting. So we're going to have everything done. There's some joke stuff that I want us to do with
Okay.
each other. There's a bunch of other things that I want to do. So we will get back to some of those
Ooh,
stories.
and I still want to know what your guys' thoughts on living with an Eskimo are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So respond to
Mhm.
it. Let us know.
Respond to those prompts. Let us know. We get an email whenever you do it.
So we'll know who's participating.
Next
We'll know
week,
who's liars.
shirts. Shirt drive up event. Big grand opening for Jess. This is mainly for all the live people because it'll have happened when this
yeah.
airs. But
Mhm.
give us all the details on the big grand opening.
Okay, so this Sunday from 1 to 4 at 575 Minnewawa Avenue, my salon grand opening is happening. So please, please, please come. We have a lot of raffles, a lot of photographers, a lot of hairstylists, a lot of nail artists. So
I'm
like
gonna be taking pictures.
Drew's
out
going to be
there.
taking
He's a
pictures. Elliot, are you coming?
I'm working. I'm at iHeart.
Do you want to suck my dick?
Yeah. Do you want to suck her dick?
No, thank you. It might have cancer.
No, I do
that's
not
how
want to
that
get
works.
cancer.
I'm pretty sure that's how people get cancer.
Yes.
But yes.
Sunday. And I'm going to be out there taking
Sunday.
pictures.
Sunday, live on Minnewawa.
If you're
Mhm.
not subscribed on YouTube, go and do that. And I'll let Elliot take us out because we got to move out of the way for the girl.
The girls.
The girl. What does that mean?
The girlies.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to talk about that later, but go ahead, Elliot. Take us out.
I just want to say thank you to everybody who's participated, who's joined us in the chats. Patreon, thank you. You can always donate. You don't have to, but we always appreciate it if you do. Like, subscribe. You can find all of us on our different social media platforms. Jess, where can they find you?
At Jess Schmidt Hair, 2 S's, not 3, and at Sirens and Sage Beauty on Instagram.
Drew.
Hyatt Associates on Instagram if you're looking to buy and sell a house, or if you just want to follow us and all of our antics. The Do Over 559, all one word, no dash. So it's the Dover. The Dover 559, pretty much everywhere. YouTube, Spotify. Go follow. Please go and just the biggest support that you can give us is following, like by subbing, it's free.
Subscribing is free.
And sharing it with your friend or family member, that alone will mean the world to us. So please go ahead and do that.
You can find me at ElliotJams13 on Instagram, at ElliotCams on Twitter, and also, throw in LinkedIn. Why not? LinkedIn.
Yeah.
There.
There you go.
Thank you again so much, you guys. We will be back next Wednesday. And remember, Taps and Takes is out now. Make sure you watch it. It's probably the best footage of me ever.
Yeah. Looks
Slay.
really good.
I know.
Very
It looks
professional.
so good.
Yeah.
Shout out new camera.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And do we have outro music? We need outro music.
Oh, wait. Hey, Oric's going to be working on an AI song. Dude, it's too good. We got to talk about that next week.
We will talk about the
Yeah.
potential new intro song and or
Yeah.
outro song. And artists, don't get mad at us, but it is a little AI inspired.
Yeah.
Anyway, until next week, we love you guys. And you know what? Get the hell out of here. Get out of
Bye.
here.
Get
Have
out
a
of here.
patio.
Bye.
Have a patio beer.
Bye.
Bye.